Hi everyone, it's Ben. I'm back with some Drunken Peasants related announcements to keep everyone up to speed on what's going on with the show. Later this month, we'll be doing our Patreon private show for all patrons $5 and above. This month will feature the return of Spin Till You Spew Trivia. It will be myself against Fat Pat from Poisoning the Well. This should be the hardest competition I've ever had in this game. It's not too late to sign up. You can sign up at any point before the show starts to catch it live. There's a link in the description for that too. Feel free to go there and check it out. Also, I wanted to take the time to mention that we now have an official Drunken Peasants app for Android. I've provided a link in the description to download the app, but you can also just go to the Google Play Store on any Android device and download the app. It's a quicker and easier way of accessing the audio-only version of the show, and over time we plan on adding other features to it as well. And in addition to that, we also have an iOS version of the app in the works right now that should also be released soon. Also, here's an announcement for anyone who lives in the Seattle area. On Saturday, September 15th, our own Billy the Fridge will be performing at the Funhouse in Seattle, and he will be opening for wrestling legend Jake the Snake Roberts. Don't miss your opportunity to see Billy the Fridge perform his music live, and check out Jake the Snake Roberts as well. It should be awesome, and it's going to happen a few hours after we do our show with Brad Jones, the cinema snob, coming up here on the 15th. One question that I get asked commonly by fans of the show is how do they send in content for us to cover? The answer to that is sending it to our inbox, which is drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. Anything you send there will get looked at and be under consideration for future content on the Drunken Peasants. If you take a look at the description down below, you'll see a variety of Amazon links below. You can use them to support the show without spending any extra money. Buy something for yourself, and then Amazon gives us a kickback for that. We've also created a storefront where we recommend products and books and all sorts of things. Check that out. It's in the list down below. And that wraps up all the announcements that we have for you today. Thanks to all of you for supporting the show, and we'll see you tonight.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I got to get away.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 478. I love you too, G-Time Johnny.
He's such a sweet boy.
Yeah, and we are joined tonight by the Roaming Millennial.
Hey.
Okay, your name's really long. Should I just call you Styx?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
All right.
You want to say the entire name so everybody can hear it? Because like, it's I trip over it.
It's STYXHEXENHAMMER666.
Yeah, STYXHEXENHAMMER.
See, I'm just gonna say STYXHEXENHAMMER666 throughout the entire night. I think that rolls off the tongue.
Most people just say Styx, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, it's nice to have you guys tonight. We have been waiting for this moment for so long.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks. And also people have mentioned this show for, God, I think several years or something now, wanting to have me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes people would send us your videos for us to watch on the show, too. We may have even done it before. I think maybe once or twice in the past.
Nice. It's quality content, so yeah.
Top quality.
I might be biased when I say that, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we all are.
States, personally, that's where I think you really shine.
Thanks.
We're going to get right... actually, we're going to get into some announcements really quick that I just have. Want to remind everyone, on the 15th, we're having Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, with Wizard of Cause. On the 18th, we're having the Insomnus crossover. On the 22nd, we're having Dick Masterson with another guest to be announced. I hope it's Mundane Matt. The 25th, we're having the quartering with Magog. And then just a reminder, you can send in Streamlabs anytime throughout the show, and we will read them at the end of each segment. Discord, check out our Discord link in the description. And then also you can check out Underhaven coming up this Saturday, joined by Digby the Goat. And we're going to get right into the news segment here. This is our intro.
I saw a tattoo of Hillary getting fucked by Donald Trump today. That's commitment, dude. That's commitment to tattoo.
I think that's the kind of... No, that's the kind of tattoo you'll regret.
You think?
I think so.
It was like very detailed too. It was a full body, like Hillary, full body Trump. Just Trump was mounting her from behind. I was like,
Trump was mounting Hillary.
Yes.
It's a full
like what was it was like a full arm, but like they had their whole bodies just.
It's going to be an
other.
irrelevant tattoo someday.
Maybe.
I would love to see a page of that, just irrelevant tattoos that people got during fads, and like now they just don't make any sense because no one knows what they are anymore. I would love to see that.
That would be great.
That would be any tattoo of any Democratic candidate ever, though.
Wrecked.
Even the ones that became president?
Yeah, pretty much. They're irrelevant in today's Democratic Party. Yeah, there's no JFKs left.
True.
So you guys burn any Nikes this week?
You know what? I got people asking me like, oh, talk about the Nike thing. And you know what? Honestly, I don't watch football, nor do I wear Nikes. So, I mean, I thought the ad was needlessly political and controversial for a sportswear brand. But at the end of the day, it's like, I am in no way your target demographic at all. I don't have Nikes to burn. I spend my money, like if I want something needlessly expensive, I go with makeup, not like sports gear. So, yeah.
Most people that wear Nikes don't do sports anyways. They just wear them.
I'd be with you, roaming on everything except for maybe the makeup. I'd rather buy gardening supplies, I think. But yeah, Nike, it's like, yeah, let me pay $300 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I had no idea how expensive they were until I think it was like 5 years ago. I was actually looking for running shoes, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some nice ones. Maybe get some Nikes. And then I looked online, and it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna get some Nikes. I'm gonna stick with Payless, and I'll be fine. But
yeah, the interesting thing about Nike is the differential between how much they cost to make and how much they cost when they get to the shelves at a retail location.
Well, they have to cost more because you got those tiny little children hands working on them. They get fine detail. It's important.
Yeah.
And
that's why they have it there.
As someone who's, I guess, spent a lot of time in China, and I fully acknowledge that they only got to where they are now because of people outsourcing labor and manufacturing. Like, I'm not against having things outsourced for manufacturing, right? But at the same time, I did think it was somewhat hypocritical of Nike to put on this whole social justice facade when their working conditions have apparently not been historically the best. So I don't know. Anytime a corporation takes a hard stance on any social issue, I just kind of view it skeptically. I don't think they actually care about what Colin Kaepernick does. I think it was just like a very, very poorly timed and kind of tone-deaf ad.
Well,
yeah, Copernic would say that Black Lives Matter, but like Chinese kids' lives, fuck them.
Right.
Also, how principled is Colin Kaepernick when he's getting paid all this money?
What do you mean principled? He's been out of work for 2 years. The NFL fired him.
Oh no, he's getting paid. He's getting paid by Nike.
By Nike, yeah, he needs this money. This is like social welfare at this point.
It.
They put Kaepernick on because he can't get a job. They gave him a handout.
Is there any truth? Is there any truth to the claim that he's got like a transgendered like girlfriend right now? Is that an actual? No, I've seen that on 4chan posted now for 2 days, and I'm not sure whether it's true because I don't care enough to look it up.
Can we fact check 4chan?
You know, I heard the same thing about. I heard the same thing about Michael Phelps, the swimmer, a few years ago, that he dated someone who was trans too.
Probably. The one thing about superior athletes, I think everybody knows this, is they love taking cock in the ass. Ask Michael Jordan.
What?
Yeah, he loves the dick. That's why he did Space Jam, because he wanted something jammed in his space.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He had Bugs Bunny with the fucking girl outfit on and her ears hanging, the Lola Bunny. You know, when Bugs Bunny goes in drag, he had him putting the paint all up in him.
No,
it's not Bugs Bunny and drag. They're two separate bunnies.
Yeah, but she only came about because Bugs Bunny was doing drag, and they were like, we might as well just make a girl bunny at this point. A lot of people forget that Bugs Bunny was one of the first trans activists. A lot of people forget that.
True.
And he was into bisexuality, drug use, drunkenness. Man.
He voted Obama.
A true American hero.
I think he'd vote Bernie Sanders.
I was really interested to get everyone's opinion on this. I'll just play the video and then we can talk about it here.
Move on now to new developments in that shocking case out of Dallas where a white police officer is now facing a manslaughter.
And by the way, they keep bringing race into it. I don't think that's as important as what actually happened.
Charge after shooting and killing a black man who she mistakenly thought was in her apartment. Turns out she'd opened the wrong door.
So this person who's a police officer thought that they were going home. They walked into the wrong apartment, saw someone in there, and blew them away and killed them. The media is focusing on the fact that she's white and the guy that got killed was black, but I think it's more important to talk about she's only being charged with manslaughter. And I wanted to ask you guys, and I wanted to ask the people commenting in the chat and in the comments after this gets posted, is manslaughter an appropriate charge? Should it be less? Should it be more?
Yeah, I think the way they determine that all has to do with intent. And I mean, a lot of people that I've seen kind of talking about this, they've questioned whether it really was just an accident, because you'd have to be, I mean, from what I'd heard, like the, I guess, toxicology reports, the drug testing and alcohol testing hasn't been released, but I have trouble believing that you open a door, A, you don't notice that it's not your door, and B, you don't notice that none of the stuff around is your stuff, that, you know, B, it smells different, everything is different, and then you shoot this guy without being under any sort of either substance abuse. Maybe she did know the guy and this was personal, I don't know yet, but I mean, if what they're saying happened really did happen, it was a mistake, then I think manslaughter does fit, because it wasn't premeditated or anything like that. And I mean, I agree with you guys, regardless of the race issues, she's totally in the wrong. Like, you're in your house and someone comes in and shoots you. There's no other way to look at that than you did the wrong thing, like you messed up.
Yeah. This is definitely less about race and more about women in the workforce not being able to live up to the higher standards.
I think this is a really difficult issue, because it's like, part of me is like, how did you not notice you were on the wrong floor? Did the elevator suddenly have a brain fart or something? But accepting that that's the case, if you're, a female, cop or not, and you open what you think is your door, and you see that there's a dude there, regardless of race, and you've got a gun, yeah, I mean, that's sort of what we're taught is, defend your property, I suppose. But I do think
make sure it's your property first.
Yeah, it's like, was she flat out drunk? I mean, it's not illegal to be drunk, but that could be an exacerbating factor, or totally stoned out of her gourd or something, I guess.
And we'll get a little further into this. I did see earlier today that someone had some video from just after the shooting occurred, and she was in uniform still and everything when it happened.
She was arrested overnight. ABC's Marcus Moore has the story.
30-year-old Dallas police officer Amber Geiger arrested overnight, charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of 26-year-old Botham Jean. The 4-year veteran of the Dallas Police Department seen here on video in full uniform, purportedly
see her pacing around.
Mm-hmm.
She just killed somebody.
After shooting Jean in his own apartment. The off-duty officer telling authorities she mistook Jean's apartment for hers when she returned home from a shift late Thursday and opened fire in the confrontation after she entered his home.
Standing by at 1210 South Lamar in a gunshot wound.
Jean was rushed to the hospital where he died. Officer Geiger not initially arrested as her boss turned the case over to the Texas Rangers for an independent investigation.
Right now, there are more questions than we have answers.
So if they're not even sure if they're going to charge her with anything more than manslaughter, why do they come out and say, oh, we're going to charge her with manslaughter now?
Probably to prevent riots because of the race of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have enough evidence gathered for manslaughter as well. Like, if there is more to it, they could charge again, add the charges on, right? Like, they're just trying to get ahead of this thing because this is a fucking terrible thing to happen. Like,
right, and I mean, like, there's a dead guy and someone who is saying that she shot him. Like, that's pretty. It's something like needs to happen, I guess.
Yeah, because from what I understand, I saw a press conference about this recently, and certain people there are saying that they're going to look into more, further charges on top of this.
How does this man's apartment look so much like her own, too?
It probably doesn't. Maybe they'll show it eventually. I don't know.
I know.
Well, if this is one of the modern, like postmodernist apartment buildings, they'd all look pretty much identical, especially if they're right above one another. But it's just like, is there like an entryway that like the average person would keep empty, like maybe a little hallway, because then it would look basically the same. But if it opens up into a great big room, I think she looks and sees the Bob Marley poster is probably a little bit different.
And well, one thing that I'm confused at is that if she's coming home from work, I'm guessing she had to go and try to unlock her door.
Right.
Like, is that not something? So either you don't lock your door, in which case you just go for it, which I think would be pretty strange to just not lock your door when you go to work if you live alone. But if she tried to stick the key in, she'd have seen that it didn't work. So I don't know, that to me kind of doesn't make sense. Like, that right there is a red flag. Hey, you don't live here, not your apartment.
Well, if he didn't lock his door, and then she went to check the door, and the door was unlocked. She might have been on high alert.
There was an intruder.
Yeah, she might have been on high alert because the door wasn't locked, like someone had broken in, which would be terrible, but would make more sense. I don't think she could be drunk, like she was in her fucking uniform. Like if she was actually inebriated.
Are you really? Are you sure?
You really want to have a cop in uniform be drunk like that?
I don't want her to, but what stops her?
If she was drunk and in uniform, I think that ups the charge from manslaughter a little bit to at least gross negligence.
Yeah. If she was off duty, then being drunk makes sense. Regardless, though, it's definitely a wrongful death. He wasn't breaking any law. He was in his own apartment. It's just, is there an exonerating factor involved, I suppose?
Yeah, and I've heard some people try to argue on the cop's behalf that, like, oh, maybe he wasn't following instructions or blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that I fully agree with if a police officer, like, confronts you and you're out and about and blah, 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 like, comply, be civil, don't freak out. But this is a guy who was just in his house. She didn't have a warrant. He didn't know what was going on. So, I don't know. I think some of the people are like, oh, well, you should have listened. And I'm sorry, if someone who I don't know just comes into my house, barges in, and gets the gun out, like, I'm probably going to be a little bit more freaked out than I am willing to, like, oh, okay, this is clearly just misunderstanding, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's such a waste, though. It's such a waste.
She was in uniform, so like the guy sees a cop in his house in uniform, like you can assume that like you're getting raided or something, even if it's a wrongful raid. If there's no warrant, like people get the wrong address. I had some bounty hunters come in my house one time. They had the wrong address.
Yeah, but
kicked the door open.
I'd still be freaked out, especially like, I mean, from what I've heard, I haven't heard her say anything about, I drew my gun, I told him to step back or anything like that. I guess we don't know exactly what happened enough yet.
This is why we need nationwide castle doctrine to prevent things like this from happening so often. Because people should have a right to defend themselves on their own turf with lethal force if necessary. Ideally, in such a situation, he would have opened fire.
Mm-hmm.
To tell the truth, he would have opened fire.
He had a gun on him. Like she just walked.
Well, I know that, but that's why smart people, they've got a gun nearby at all times.
While you're at home cooking eggs or making toast, you have a gun on your hip.
The criminal kicking your door or throwing a rock through your window doesn't care whether you've got a gun on you or not.
Do you have a gun on you right now?
I've got my gun in the next room. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to help you if she comes in through the other door. You're fucked. You're dead.
I've got other weapons. Don't worry.
Okay, you got a mace. The Warhammer, ready to hit her. That's cool.
Yeah, the Hexenhammer. No, but seriously, we do need to expand castle doctrine. But in this case, it's so obviously wrongful death because it wasn't even part of a raid or anything like that. It wasn't even like rogue cop. It was a total accident.
If it's not worse.
The people who are talking about whether race had anything to do with it, I think their point is that she opens the door and she sees that there's a white guy in her apartment, is she more willing to use lethal force and assume that he's dangerous than if there was a black guy or vice versa? which I think that's a fair conversation to have. But to jump to the immediately, oh, it was because he was black, I think that's a bit of a stretch. And honestly, like, I don't know this person. Like, it is possible, maybe, but I don't think we know enough about her or the situation to say, oh yeah, no, it was because he was a black guy. If it was a white guy who she thought it was in her apartment, she would have been like, hey, let's have a party or anything like that. But
I have white privilege, so I think if she would have came into my apartment, she would have asked me if I wanted to like sit down and have dinner or something.
He's cute.
Yeah, she'd at least ask me for my phone number. At least that's my privilege.
So I think we already know enough about this story to where we don't even really need to watch the rest of the video. You think?
I mean,
here's her account of it. I guess we'll watch this part.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Let's see.
Citing a source with direct knowledge of the
afterwards.
It's afterwards.
investigation, the Dallas Morning News reports Botham Jean's door was unlocked and the lights were off when Officer Geiger went in. According to the source, she saw a figure in the darkness and thought her apartment was being burglarized. Geiger pulled her gun and fired twice.
She took my life away, like my very own life.
And we have heard from authorities and the...
So I hear a lot of people say that she had worked something like a 15-hour shift or something like that. I don't think that excuses what happened. But, you know, are the police officers overworked?
I mean,
well, maybe so, but I mean, truckers can work a 15-hour shift, and if they, drive into another car, it doesn't mean that you give them a lesser sentence.
But they get to do crystal meth, so that helps.
And I think the idea that she had just worked a 15-hour shift, like if they're using that as an excuse, that's even worse, because that means that, just an hour before, she would have been essentially just as tired, but actually on duty.
Yeah.
Like that's actually way, way worse if it was just the fatigue, because then we have a cop who is potentially in even more inflammatory situations, and they're too tired to make those sort of snap judgments that could or could not result in someone losing their life. This is just like that excuse is like just as bad. It's not better.
I think it's definitely going to help that guy's family, though, in a wrongful death lawsuit.
Well, if she would have been working 16 hours and actually on the clock, they probably would have got some state money, right? But she was off the clock, so...
Oh, yeah.
She's fucked.
I don't know if they can... Yeah, good point. She was technically off the clock.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I'm gonna speculate. I'm gonna conspiracy theory that she's actually like knows the guy, and this was a crime of passion, and she just said she walked into the wrong apartment. Because what sort of person walks into the wrong apartment?
You think they were like going out and he dumped her? Or
I
something?
think there's got to be something else to this.
Yeah,
I don't believe. I don't believe that she's just like, oh, long day, I'm gonna go home. Oh, look at all the Wu-Tang posters on the wall. Who surprised me with Wu-Tang posters? Like, it just doesn't seem right that she can walk into some dude's house and expect it to be hers. Like, it just, and then be quick to shoot him without being like, stop, I have a gun, stop. Like, just pop, pop, done.
Yeah, I think there's a legitimate conversation to be had around the, I guess, readiness to use lethal force that I think some police officers have, right? Because I'm not saying that it's not sometimes warranted. Obviously, in this case, like, totally not warranted, but I think, at least in the States, it's a little bit different in different countries. In Canada, I know it's not like this, but it's kind of like shoot to kill immediately. Yeah. And I think I know that's one of the things that Black Lives Matter talks about, and that's actually one area where I'm like, okay, maybe this is one area we can be like, maybe we focus more on de-escalation. I don't know.
I think it's a lot of the cops are operating out of fear, and they just don't have time to really think it through before they make a choice out of fear.
Yeah, because in the U.S., pretty much anyone could have a gun. I think police officers go around anticipating that more.
Like Styx already said he has one right next to the Warhammer in the other room.
Exactly. This is why we shouldn't send police out to do stupid shit like raid someone for like smelling like pot. If we, preferably kept him for instances where they're being called on because there's an active shooter or a rapist or something, then you wouldn't have these problems so much. It'd be like, put them in fewer situations overall. Make sure it's fairly clear. If we are sending you out, yeah, you probably do want to shoot first. Otherwise, you probably don't need to.
Yeah.
Well, that is something that people say, that the police have almost become militarized, right? Because you have cops in LA, just beat cops, who essentially almost operate like they're SWAT teams or something like that. They're not just patrolling. And you're like you mentioned, to be fair to them, it's because there is a very real danger, right? It's not like they're just patrolling the burbs and everything's going to be fine, pull someone over for speeding. It is scary for them.
But what if, all right, we try and fix the problem by only hiring homeless people to be cops? Then they can't go home and shoot anybody on accident. They don't have a home.
This will never happen again.
I'm just saying, if you want to fix this problem.
That's where they sleep.
Then they would go and shoot up the cardboard box factory.
Thus decreasing the surplus population.
Here's a video I saw that was really interesting. It's about a vending machine that was disguised as a vending machine that sold pens, but in reality, it was selling crack pipes.
My dude.
Who in their right mind would even do something like that to enable and encourage somebody to do this?
Quorum resident Tony Gallo, just one of many concerned by a number of crack pipe vending machines that have sprouted up across the area.
Did they really think they were going to get away with it?
Sporting a simple design, these blue vending machines were cemented into the ground in at least 3 locations in Suffolk and claimed to advertise pens. But according to officials, $2 got would-be customers a whole...
Who's going to pay $2 for a pen?
I just like to think all these crackheads are asking for change at the corner mart to go get a crack pipe. Like, can I get some more quarters? Like they're at the arcade or something. So cute.
A lot more.
Take the pen apart. This is what you find. You'll find the glass tube, which is used as the pipe, the screen, which would separate the drugs from...
it was
they
hidden.
got the screen too?
It was hidden in a pen that you could take apart.
Yeah, like if you ever go to the grocery store or the gas station and they have those glass tubes with the little flowers in them, the little roses.
Yeah,
that's all they are, is crack pipes. You'll see them. You'll see those roses, and they'll right next to them there'll be a chore boy to scrub the bathtub or whatever, scrub the grime off the bathtub. They have them right next to each other. You buy the chore boy, the metal scrubber. You pick a little piece of the scrub out. You put it inside the fucking tube with the rose in it, pull the rose out, throw that bitch away, and you got a crack pipe right there. That's why they do that at the damn gas station all the time.
You learn something new every day.
I'll tell you, man, I know all about the crack life.
I like to think of the person who found this out, who just legitimately wanted a pen. Like they're all like, man, I wish I had a pen. Oh, look, it's so convenient. And then it's just a crack pipe.
I'm gonna say in a libertarian paradise, you could just buy crack pipes in a vending machine, though.
I mean,
and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm fine as far as drugs go. I'm a libertarian for sure.
Here in Seattle, they have access to needle houses everywhere in Seattle. For
they
30
do.
years now.
Now,
they've been running
one downside to that.
Don't you just go out and pick up the used needles and use what's left over?
I was just gonna say that's one downside. Like, there's just when you have the free needles for them, you'll find used needles.
Of course,
everywhere.
That's a downside, right?
Yeah.
But they hope that the people will dispose of them at the receptacle, because now it's not just free needles. Like, they give them a little chair to pass out on and shit and gear up in. Like, they hook it up in Seattle. If you want to do heroin, you can be homeless in Seattle, get a nice tent on the property where everybody else is paying.
Or you can sleep in
$3,000
in City Hall.
City Hall's about to be a tent city now, too. Seattle's a wonderful place if you're a homeless crackhead or heroin addict. It's perfect. We should militarize the homeless
San Francisco.
Here. You're pretty close, yeah.
It's just rainier.
I think Seattle's a little cleaner than San Francisco, though. Like,
far as
it seems like as far as our homeless goes, I feel like we actually give them baths and stuff more regularly. I was in San Francisco 2 weeks ago, and there was this homeless person crossing the street barefoot, and I was like, in Seattle they would have some nice new shoes. Like, Amazon would have donated some New Balance.
Yeah, they have these things here in Seattle called tiny villages. It's basically a village of tool sheds that they let homeless people live in. Everyone gets their own little tool shed to live in, basically.
Our property taxes are through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta pay for those homeless people.
Yeah, but we have better homeless people than San Francisco.
We have the best homeless people?
Our homeless people are the best. They look fucking cute.
Would light it, and smoke the other end of it.
So far, police have seized at least 3 of these crack pipe vending machines, one outside the Fairfield apartment complex in Medford, another near a bus stop in front of Home Depot on Route 25 in Coram, and a third near the Coram Commons Shopping Center on Middle Country Road.
There are some people who think that they're going to make some money out of this, prey on a community or promote drug use in a community.
That's our job.
Smoking crack or whatever by doing this are going to be sadly mistaken.
Suffolk County Police
the pipes themselves, they're not. Why would they be illegal? Like, you can't prove that it's specifically going to be used for anything for crack or selling. And by the way, why are these like not reusable? Forgive my ignorance and not being a crack smoker or anything. Do you just use it once, or?
No, they're reusable. You have to get new filters for them. The big thing though is that crackheads break shit all the time. They're fucking crack.
The thing is in many places, in many places with drug prohibition, they also pass paraphernalia laws where you get charged for just having paraphernalia, even if it's not resonated or anything like that.
That's unconstitutional to the max.
Yeah,
but this is a pin.
I used to live in Ohio, and there were a chain of head shops that got taken down just because they were selling, pipes and bongs and things like that.
Yeah.
So
my dad always made his own crack pipes.
He was innovative.
They were great. He would go to like the Home Depot and get these little metal washers and stuff and put together a nice little rig. Last forever, never break.
For handling the mysterious case, which was first brought to light on Facebook, where many residents complained about the machines. Some went as far as destroying one of them with a sledgehammer. Brookhaven officials moved in over the weekend, removing and seizing the machines for violating town code on altering public property.
It's a good community, it just needs to be cleaned up.
Hey, I think that these are some forward-thinking entrepreneurs here that were just trying to make an honest buck.
Well, it's not honest because it was public property. They didn't rent the space.
Okay.
Yeah, but the property wasn't generating revenue. It's a good community. We've only got 3 crack pipe vending machines. There could be worse. There could be heroin. It could be 5 of them,
Now, it would be smart if they actually had a vending machine that sold crack. Like, everything was a soda except, like, the 4th option was just, like, blank and it cost $20 and you got a little rock out of it. That'd be tight. I want to do that.
No, you wouldn't.
Let's start this business, Ben.
You gotta disguise it as the soda that no one wants. Like it's the Canada Dry. And just that's the crack soda.
Nobody gets Canada Dry. That's actually we're going into the business, Ben. We're gonna start selling crack.
No, what you do is you take one of those machines where you put in the quarter and you get those little plastic eggs and you put like random drugs in there. It's a mystery, so they have to keep putting in more quarters to get their mystery drugs. Like, damn, I got LSD 3 times in a row. I just want my H, dude.
More fentanyl? Oh no!
Shit.
Here's a BBC News story. I had no idea this existed, but I guess it's very common for Craigslist, or for people to put ads on Craigslist trying to rent out apartments to women in exchange for sexual favors.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's the oldest game in Landlord, though.
Is it?
Yeah, not just Craigslist.
Free room available to female only. Conditions apply.
Sounds so ominous.
She shows up and she's got a dick bigger than his.
Hey, give her an extra room.
Double room for naughty girl for exchange of favors.
Okay, well that one's obvious.
Female tenant needed. Cheap rent. Contact me to discuss. The government says these are.
Yeah, cheap rent. So, did she even verify that one was one of the sexual ones? Because that one sounds normal.
Nah, she probably did verify. She probably went in and said, "How much is rent?" And he's like, "Well,
are illegal, but no one else seems to care." I'm going undercover to meet the landlords who are offering free rent in return for sex.
Like, are they gonna recognize? Like, what does the wig accomplish? I don't know.
Well, maybe the guy's actually into trans.
All it accomplishes is making it look more fake.
It's more theatrical.
Yes, but you sleep with me once a week.
And a vulnerable woman who experienced the riskier end of these arrangements.
one guy expected me to like sleep with him, but then also put in about having like group sex with like a lot of his friends.
So you say no, and you say, I don't want to live here, I'll live somewhere else.
Yeah, problem solved.
The problem's not solved. Where else is she gonna go?
There's other places. There
are landlords that are looking for money as opposed to sex. But the funny thing is, they're going to use that money on their girlfriends or something, and they're still paying for sex in a way. I don't know, because one part of me is like, well, that's scummy, it's scuzzy, it's dubious, and just feels icky and wrong. But on the other hand, it is sort of like any other mutualistic arrangement. It's like they are volunteering to be in such an arrangement, I suppose.
I mean, ultimately,
is this illegal even, right? Because they're not like...
I think it is. They're exchanging services for sex.
Well, it's not really a service. It's more like
it's a place
friend
to
with
stay.
fiscal benefit.
Well, it has a value, right? Like, I
don't know. You know, porn isn't considered prostitution because there's a camera there, but it's still people getting paid to have sex.
Does she have to pay taxes on her rent or anything? Like,
who knows? This is the UK anyway, so it's hard.
So then it would be legal if the dude was also a voyeur and had cameras in the bathroom while they were doing it.
But then there's a lot of paperwork that goes with that. It's almost not worth fucking your tenants at that point.
Might as well just charge them regular money like a schmuck.
Yeah.
Sort of getting a bit of a dangerous cycle.
So why is nothing being done about it? I've worked on lots of shocking stories about homelessness recently, and I know how hard it is to live a normal life when you don't have a safe place to call home.
#sex for
I
rent.
thought I'd seen the worst of the housing crisis, but last year
I feel like that hashtag can be used to be like pro-sex for rent.
Like you're advertising.
It might be. This might be an advertisement that BBC accidentally ran under the guise of being a reporter news.
Like, hey, I didn't even know you could do this. Great idea, dude.
This wig is not real life. Shut the fuck up.
There's no point to the wig. They don't know who she is. Like, it's meaningless.
Well, this is the BBC, so that's about as good as they could do.
Look at this androgynous person that's trying to get...
Is this me from the future? Is this a woman?
The messages are mild, but he clearly feels
No, it's
very
a man.
familiar already.
Oh my god.
Straight
Gerard
in.
Depardieu let himself go.
Yeah.
Kiss. How are you? I already know part of the deal is sharing his bed, but I want to find out what else he's going to expect.
Anal?
When you say
this guy likes anal.
Wiping his ass after he goes.
Yeah. You're basically going to be living in the bathroom as his new urinal. This is a creepy fucking dude.
He looks creepy.
Like what is it you mean sort of specifically?
I'm getting embarrassed.
Now you're getting
You've
embarrassed.
gotten this far and now you're embarrassed?
You look like Grandpa Frog and you're embarrassed now. Because she's wearing a wig. Like, anybody with any sense is going to know if there's a woman wearing a wig at the coffee shop, she's trans or she's a cop. 100%. Every time. Walk away, buddy.
Yeah.
Make love.
Like if I didn't feel ready to do that straight away.
Take it back, he's sweet.
Give it a week or two.
Okay, and what if even after?
He just wants to make love. He's a sweet boy.
He's romantic.
I don't know, a couple of weeks or a month, I still felt.
Have a chat about it.
Okay. So it would be that's sort of something else is required,
I mean, okay, he already told you this.
I wouldn't say required, but you'd be kind of a shitty roommate if I didn't put my cock in your ass, right?
At the end of the day.
So I've just come back from a meeting.
I don't know. I think she looks more masculine than him.
She does.
Yes.
What is she wearing with the checkered print with the flower embroidery? Like, what is she going for here?
Her meaningless disguise. It's all all together.
There's
she
no
should
point
have had
in
the Groucho Marx glasses with a little mustache too.
Yeah.
Don't mind. I didn't shave yesterday. I will. I promise before you go down on me.
My goal
I feel
was
like it's definitely not okay if a landlord who you're already renting from is like, okay, now you have to give me sex instead of rent or else you can't live here. But I don't know what you can legally do about this. I mean, the thing is, it's already illegal for him, that guy specifically, to eventually, which he will, skin and eat his roommate. So I think we just focus on that bigger problem. That guy's...
But it's like, how is it different from sort of an open-ended relationship per se? Because like that would be like if a couple moves in together and like one of them has the income, they have all the money and stuff, and they're like, well, you know, you're moving in with me. It's kind of implied, like you can't force the other person to do anything against their will, sexually or otherwise, but if it's implicit. And if it's upfront, like if the person is saying, oh yeah, I'm still going to go to your place rent-free with the understanding, yeah, I'm screwing you. I don't know. Why should the state get involved at that point, unless it's exploitative, like they're like mentally retarded or something, I suppose.
So like what you're saying is there's not too much of a difference between this and like a 90-year-old billionaire having a trophy wife or something like that.
Yeah, it's really rather similar.
I saw your face when you said the retarded girlfriend thing. You want to say something?
No, I don't. That joke's been beaten into the ground.
Okay.
JF's off to New Women now.
You had to say the name.
He's gone on. Anyways, this is probably my favorite story ever because this woman thinks she's Mission Impossible over here, getting in disguise, busting the fucking creepy lonely dudes that just are looking for somebody in desperate times that they can have lay next to them.
I don't get what the point of even meeting them. Like, hey guys, this creepy guy I found on Craigslist who says he wants to have sex with women. I met him in person, and guess what? He propositioned me for sex. Like,
exactly. She learned everything she needed to know before she met him in person.
Yeah.
The saddest thing is, like, this guy could just go find a homeless person on the street and not even have them move in with him. He could just be like, hey, do you want a sandwich? Touch it. It's that easy.
I don't know. Looking like he does, I'm not sure. Does he have a lot of money? Like, if he's really rich, he could probably do it.
Yeah, he's just a lonely old man.
He'd be like Sumner Redstone.
If you're in a position where you need a place to live and like someone's offering for sex, like is that prostitution? Like that's the question. Like is she prostituting herself? Is he propositioning her as prostitution? That's what it comes
kind
down
of
to.
is. Only it's not actual money being exchanged.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say yes, technically it is, but I mean, I don't even think prostitution should be illegal because, like you said, pornography is legal, so it just doesn't make sense. And for this, it's like because of the fact that people live with each other all the time and there's like not a tangible, it's like just an implicit agreement. I don't even know how, like, they could easily just say, oh, well, no, we were just friends with benefits or like that. I feel like it'd be super hard to charge someone in this situation unless you're doing like a sting operation.
At least under U.S. law, but I mean, this is the U.K., so.
That's true.
Yeah, the guy's probably already in prison getting fucked by his roommate.
At least he didn't make an offensive tweet.
Yeah, well, he had Ambien.
Here's a weird story. So this Egyptian guy was in Saudi Arabia working, and he sat next to a female colleague while she was eating breakfast, and now he's in jail.
Oh, is this ISIS Poseidon? Is he live streaming?
دفتر قولوا بالهنا قولوا بالهنا ما تبصولناش في الفطار يا جماعه اللي عايز يفطر يقول بالهنا كل يا بهاء.
She's feeding him?
Oh shit.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, well, he knows the laws there. I don't know why he would upload this to the internet. They're not supposed to touch each other. And they're like dancing.
Is this gonna turn into cringe rap?
No.
Okay. Like anywhere else in the world, this would just be two people having fun, being cute. But not in Saudi Arabia. This gets you in jail. Sorry, buddy.
Also known as the one regime the U.S. government never condemns for human rights abuses.
Well, it's because they have so much money.
Yeah, and ties to the W. Bush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always question what, well, I know the answer, but I always think it's crazy when they release these travel banned countries. Saudi Arabia is never one of them. And the majority of the 9/11 hijackers were Saudi, and we know terrorism comes out of Saudi Arabia, but for some reason they don't get the travel ban.
Because they got the money. Yeah. We don't want
for
poor
some
countries.
Mysterious oil-covered reason. Never Saudi. Strange.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was The Independent reported on this, and I think the headline they chose to use on Twitter was a man gets arrested in Saudi Arabia for eating with woman, and Twitter is divided. And like I checked the replies, Twitter is not divided. I feel like you said, everyone who's looking at this who is not in Saudi Arabia is like, okay, there's two people, that's nice. I mean, I think the only thing that could be said is that he was dumb for posting it, and if I was living in a authoritarian, totalitarian theocracy, I wouldn't do it just because they don't mess around, but I think it's a ridiculous law.
I think it's even funnier how there are political factions that want to import that kind of theocracy here implicitly. And that they're not on the far right.
I think interactions like this in Saudi Arabia are not uncommon. They're just not publicized, and that was this guy's biggest mistake. I think there's... Because I mean, it's similar in Iran, too, and people get away with drinking and stuff in Iran all the time. It's just... they don't post it on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for the guy because he's obviously just trying to have some apples with his lady friend from work.
But was the woman not arrested? Was it because they don't know which woman it is because they can't see her face?
She was disguised.
We're gonna have to arrest all the women.
I don't know.
Don't give them any ideas. They will.
Well, I think it's more of the man's job not to intervene, right? Like, not to come up to them. Like, that's the respect issue.
I don't know. I mean, women get punished all the time too.
Yeah,
so.
but that's only if they take off the mask.
The mask.
The mask.
Yeah. Is that a ninja? Is that guy having breakfast with a ninja?
Oh shit, Ninjago.
So have you guys heard about Les Moonves?
More raping?
Well, he got fired.
That's the CBS boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker, striking the channel. That's what you get, Les. I told you we're coming for you, Sumner Redstone's next.
I mean, it seems like he was doing wrong stuff. I'm just tired of the Me Too stuff constantly. Like,
I'll be tired of it when it stops happening, Ben.
Okay.
This is the woman's time to stand up.
Okay.
Breaking news, Les Moonves.
Just imagine how tired women must be living through it. Okay, so.
Boom, mic drop.
Embattled head of CBS, who has faced sexual misconduct allegations in recent weeks, including allegations by 6 women. New allegations just published today, is out.
I mean, see, here's the thing. Maybe all 6, or maybe all of them, I don't know how many there are now accusing him. Maybe they're all telling the truth, but how do we know that a few of them aren't copycats just trying to get attention?
I mean, it really doesn't matter at that point. Jump on the ship, right?
That's the problem with this being so publicized.
That's the thing, though. Like, because of his position, though, CBS has to maintain a sort of brand. This is what I don't get. Like, so often, like, little people are targeted, and they don't really represent, like, it's someone, they're like a chef or some random shit like that. They don't really represent their business in any official capacity, but you have these cases, Weinstein, Moonves, some of the, Bill Cosby, even to an extent, within comedy circuits. They represent a certain brand or a certain image, or there's an implicit sort of endorsement from them. If Cosby appears at your comedy club, despite all of the allegations, it's sort of an endorsement of his character in that, as that public persona. If someone's working behind the scenes, it's a little bit different. I find it funny how so many people in positions of power turn out to be allegedly at least rapacious in nature. But Bill Clinton's not in jail yet. He hasn't been fired from his position on the Clinton Foundation.
Well, that's what I find strange about all this. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I never sexually harass people who work with me. I mean, apparently this is just the most common thing in the world, and it's really strange to me. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and I know, like, obviously there are bad people. There are bad people who have money and power who would abuse that, and I think if there's anyone who could get away with that kind of thing, it would be someone who's wealthy and can kind of dangle people's jobs over them. But I don't know, just like the frequency, it's strange to me, and I think what's going to happen is that, like, people aren't going to want to hire women. Like, they're not going to want to be alone with women. They're not going to want to interact with women because you never know when this kind of thing could happen. So it's easier as a man, I think, to say just, no, I don't want to work with anyone who would possibly in the future say that I harass them.
Women in Hollywood that have power also are known to do similar things, though, as well. Like, this isn't just a random...
Name one that's been on the national news.
They haven't been outed yet.
Asia Argento.
Everybody in Hollywood is doing this, all right? Like, Les Moonves is getting outed right now. It's like it's a strategical chess game where they're outing people at certain
but also
times.
because this is so popularized and people are getting so much attention from it, then there are people that kind of get taken down who didn't rape anybody. Like Louis C.K. He didn't rape anybody, but he, in many ways, gets the same treatment as this guy or you know, Weinstein.
Yeah, and I think people who try to talk about, hey, there's a difference between literally actually raping someone and just being kind of creepy and inappropriate, like people like that are demonized. Like, you can't even try to distinguish between like a literal rapist and someone like Louis C.K. because then you're kind of seen as an enabler. And I think it was it Matt Damon or someone like that who actually tried to bring that up, and yeah, he was attacked for it.
Yep. And his movie
it's
downsizing.
like if you look at what certain people who are like more radical feminists would say, they'd say that you're a rapist. Remember that dude? What was it when they landed on the comet there? That one NASA scientist had like an anime girl shirt, and they brought the poor dude to tears over that. Say, oh, but sexist. You're basically a step from a rapist pig and everything. All he did was wear a certain shirt. It had absolutely nothing to do with victimizing anybody. And it was put in the same basic class as if he was a serial molester or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Billy, someone in the comments, they mentioned Asia Argento. And she, she's getting Me Too'd right now, but she was one of the Me Too-ers.
Yeah, she was the Me Too'er, but like the kid that's Me Too'ing her is a 17-year-old. He was 17 when he had sex with her.
There's like pictures and stuff. Like he's definitely not making it up.
But he was also 17, and he looked pretty happy in that picture. Like, come on, like, yeah, it's illegal, right? That sucks.
Well, he got a lot of money. Of course he's happy. He's fucking loaded now.
So if the roles were reversed, would you feel different?
No, not at all. If a fucking 17-year-old girl is having sex with a 40-year-old man in Hollywood, I'm like, that's every fucking day, dude. It's illegal because you don't want to fucking take advantage of people, right? But they all do.
Well, in Hollywood, they take advantage of adults too. So
yeah,
they just
like
have
in
Hollywood
Hollywood
orgies all day. Look at Joe
in
Biden.
California. The age of consent's 18 in California, but if you drive up to Washington State, it's 16 years old. So it's like I don't know. I don't feel like what she did was all that terrible.
Well, didn't he make the claim that she was doing it against his will initially?
Yeah,
and she paid him hush money.
Yeah, but how do we know that them together in bed isn't from a different encounter? Like, you know, they were just doing a photo shoot or something, or they were just snuggling for whatever creepy reason, and that the actual sexual assault was different, and he actually did. He was like, whoa, you know, that's not what I want from you. You know, us, you know, hugging in bed is different.
And she said that he like kind of forced her into it, and it felt awkward.
But at first she said it never happened, and she paid him money to keep his mouth shut.
Well, to be fair,
he was paid, and
she didn't pay him, right? Like, didn't her boyfriend, who's the food guy
Anthony
that killed
Bourdain.
himself, Anthony Bourdain, he paid him, right?
I mean, whatever.
But it's even weirder because Bourdain, like, you know, Bourdain. Also, he kills himself, and he's also like talking about the Clintons being like Bill Clinton being a rapist. He's talking about Weinstein and all this stuff. I'm starting to wonder if Bourdain wasn't a wrongful death, to tell the truth. It's really, really weird, all the connections that he had to the Me Too stuff.
I know with this Asia person, and by the way, I think Fox ran a story about this, and they titled it Asia Minor. I thought it was clever. Anyway, there's something about her and him. They were acting together at one point, and she was playing his mother, and he was younger at the time than 17 by the time they hooked up. So I think there was, what made this so scandalous was that there was also that element of kind of grooming. Like, I mean, that's kind of messed up. Like, we can say like, oh, 17 wasn't that bad, but you know, if you've known that child since they were 15, then it's kind of like, oh, it's a little stranger.
He was younger than 15 when she worked with him, right? Like, he was like a child. But like, just because you know somebody when they're 12, like when they turn 17, it doesn't mean you can't fuck them, right?
In California, it does.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's actually strange that Hollywood would be in a state with 18. I would think they'd lower it to like 5, given their view.
That's because they don't care about the laws in California, because everybody who's fucking is rich and powerful. They don't give a shit about whether or not they're 5 or 13, because they've been hiding pedophilia for decades down there. Open fucking door, like you can see all.
Yeah, you know what? Back in the day, the only one that ever got taken to task for that was Roman Polanski, and he just left the country, and nothing ever happened to him.
Yeah, and Hollywood still loves him.
Did you get the look at Woody Allen overseas?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Look at Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, Woody Allen's actually just now starting to get people not wanting to do his movies. Like his most recent movies kind of getting shelved. I think he had a deal with Amazon.
Well, you know, his son, who's probably actually Frank Sinatra's son, is the one that's outing all these people.
He's claiming that he is like the figurehead of the Me Too movement, right? The Woody Allen's son. Like a lot of people say that he's like the front runner in the Me Too movement, but I think Hannibal Buress deserves all the credit. Because nobody cared about anybody raping anybody in Hollywood until Hannibal Buress made a comedy set about Bill Cosby raping people. And then that's when everybody started to get woke about rapes. They're like, oh, these people are fucking, and nobody wants them to fuck them.
So these guys have to...
That's the other part about it is if it's one person or two people or something, it's different than if it's like every other female you've ever worked with in your fucking career. Like with Bill Cosby, it seems like everyone is saying... You know, it's like eventually you'd think that there'd be a female. You'd think that there'd be a female he worked with interpersonally who would say, no, he never raped me. Instead, it seems like it's 99% of every person without a Y chromosome that he ever met.
And that's what I mean. This whole thing, and you guys, I don't know what you'll think about this, but seeing all of these super militant feminist Hollywood liberals who are females, it kind of. If all of this stuff, this Me Too stuff is happening, it helps me to understand them, right? Because they're railing against like, oh, you know, all the sexual assault and the patriarchy. I think it's perhaps because they actually are in Hollywood experiencing that. Like these producers are so scummy that everyone actually is sexually harassing them. But they think that's the whole country, the whole society, when really it's like just their little screwed up group of Hollywood friends.
I don't know. People are sexually harassing people at the grocery store to get jobs. Like, it's anybody with power that has an advantage over somebody and they sense that they can bend that power over them. It seems to happen everywhere.
No way it happens as much as what the Me Too movement is making it seem like in everyday society and everyday culture.
I don't know. To some degree, it does. Like the unfortunate truth is that people like they'll fuck for their grocery bill or they'll fuck for their rent. And, you know,
fuck to keep
have
their
all sorts
job.
of weird, or they have weird fetishes and they keep them hidden and don't talk about them in polite society. But I think there is probably a discrepancy because the amount of power and even political connections that Hollywood has, these people rub elbows with everyone in the Senate, presidents and stuff like that. I think it's a little bit different, you know.
And there's
maybe it's more about access though. Like the dude who runs the grocery store doesn't have access to as wide a net of people as someone who on the casting couch, they've got, you know, a dozen new would-be starlets are coming in today for auditions. How am I going to choose them? Am I going to choose them based on this set of lips or the other set of lips, basically, is what he's asking himself, I think.
And I think what makes Hollywood so prone to this is because it's essentially a monopoly, right? And I think what people were saying with Harvey Weinstein is he would actually threaten women with, if you don't do this, I'm going to essentially blacklist you. You'll never work in Hollywood again. Where if you look at other industries, it's not possible, right? If I really need this job as this, person who bags groceries, and the boss is like, if you don't do it, if you don't sleep with me, I'm going to fire you and I'm going to blacklist you. I'm going to be like, no, you're not, because that's not how grocery stores work, and I'll just go somewhere else. But I think in Hollywood, because it's so concentrated, like you said, it's kind of it's an exponential exercise of power over people.
But what about those small towns that only have one Walmart? They gotta suck it. They gotta roll back them prices just to keep that one job at the one Walmart in Biloxi, Mississippi. Biloxi's probably got
you just
two Walmarts.
You just described Rutland inadvertently.
I don't know. Things are tough all over. Anytime you can talk somebody into blowing you, you'll use your power to do it. That's the way the world works. We're all scumbags, human pieces of shit.
But like there are slutty people out there. You don't need to coerce people.
Yeah, But you still do, right? Like, people still fucking do.
Well, I mean, okay.
Do.
Someone
Part
is
of it's,
rich.
I think, a power trip for some of these dudes. Part of it's a power trip.
It is because, I mean, there's always going to be attractive women willing to sleep with a super rich and powerful guy without him having to force them. So I think, you know, someone like this guy, you know, the head of CBS, I think he just liked being able to overpower people and take advantage of them.
Or it just felt like second nature to him, right? Like, it just
that's exactly the sort of mentality that the corporate media overall has. So probably all of the CEOs and stuff are perverts running these companies.
I think the number one, like, tactic for being a good CEO is also being a pervert. Like, if you're a dom and you like to smack women around, like, that helps you sell. I saw a movie about that.
Bill Cosby had a thing for women who are passed out. That's his thing. I don't know. So, do you guys have to go right now? Because we're about.
I do.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for hanging and sharing your opinions on all this wonderful stuff, the world going on in the world.
This is a fun show.
Thanks for being on. Thank you. You're both welcome back anytime. Have a good one.
Thanks.
You too. Night.
Peace out.
That was fun.
Yeah.
This is the first time that we're really doing a double cast switch in the middle, too, so it's going to be interesting. We're going to switch gears, going from all that...
You know, I thought we were going to disagree on a lot more stuff, but we pretty much agreed on, I mean, mostly everything.
Even the stuff that I thought that, like, for sure I was baiting. I was like, no. It's fine. I was like,
let's read these Streamlabs, and then I'll bring on Justin Whang.
We're all so much alike.
Here's something Manny wrote earlier. He said... The officer just got off a 15-hour shift. I've done 12-hour shifts, and when I get home, I'm a zombie. She was able to open the door with her key card because the guy didn't close it properly. I'm in the boat that this is a horrible accident.
Okay.
And then Thomas LeBlanc, $5. The problem with her claiming she thought she was defending her property is that it's not like she walked in on him stealing a TV from his own home. He was just sitting in his own apartment, so he had no reason to feel threatened. So she had no reason to feel threatened to shoot immediately. So those some slightly conflicting opinions there. I'm going to pull up these super chats.
True.
Kenzie S, $1.99. Hey DP, my first show as a patron. Love the show. Thank you, and thank you for becoming a patron. Boss Baby, $2. Styx has prettier hair than Lauren Southern. Or prettier hair than you, Lauren. That wasn't Lauren Southern. That was Roaming Millennial.
I maybe he thought I was Lauren Southern.
No.
You don't think so?
No. She's a blonde lady.
Well, Roaming Millennial's not blonde.
But she's a girl.
I am androgynous.
Not like that, you're not.
What, you don't think I'm hotter than Lauren Southern?
No.
Dick.
Bob Neiman, $2. Crack loot box. So it's like a loot box. It has crack in it. Jables Boogly. Oops, my finger slipped. Thank you, Jables, for the $5.
My asshole was sore.
Veins of Melody, $4.99. Monies for to Sweet Boys.
It's for the Sweet Boys.
So we'll be right back in just a moment here before we bring Justin on. I'm just gonna play a quick thing and then we'll be back.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hi everyone, it's Ben. I'm back with some Drunken Peasants related announcements to keep everyone up to speed on what's going on with the show. Later this month, we'll be doing our Patreon private show for all patrons $5 and above. This month will feature the return of Spin Till You Spew Trivia. It will be myself against Fat Pat from Poisoning the Well. This should be the hardest competition I've ever had in this game. It's not too late to sign up. You can sign up at any point before the show starts to catch it live. There's a link in the description for that too. Feel free to go there and check it out. Also, I wanted to take the time to mention that we now have an official Drunken Peasants app for Android. I've provided a link in the description to download the app, but you can also just go to the Google Play Store on any Android device and download the app. It's a quicker and easier way of accessing the audio-only version of the show, and over time we plan on adding other features to it as well. And in addition to that, we also have an iOS version of the app in the works right now that should also be released soon. Also, here's an announcement for anyone who lives in the Seattle area. On Saturday, September 15th, our own Billy the Fridge will be performing at the Funhouse in Seattle, and he will be opening for wrestling legend Jake the Snake Roberts. Don't miss your opportunity to see Billy the Fridge perform his music live, and check out Jake the Snake Roberts as well. It should be awesome, and it's going to happen a few hours after we do our show with Brad Jones, the cinema snob, coming up here on the 15th. One question that I get asked commonly by fans of the show is how do they send in content for us to cover? The answer to that is sending it to our inbox, which is drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. Anything you send there will get looked at and be under consideration for future content on the Drunken Peasants. If you take a look at the description down below, you'll see a variety of Amazon links below. You can use them to support the show without spending any extra money. Buy something for yourself, and then Amazon gives us a kickback for that. We've also created a storefront where we recommend products and books and all sorts of things. Check that out. It's in the list down below. And that wraps up all the announcements that we have for you today. Thanks to all of you for supporting the show, and we'll see you tonight. All right, we're back. I'm about to get Justin Whang and another friend of ours, D, on the show. So we'll try to get them on now.
D.
We're not used to bringing people on in the middle of everything.
In the middle.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Justin? Is D here too? Are you there, D? No, I think they're still calling him.
D.
If he doesn't pick up, but I'm going to share screens with you really quick here so you can see us and everything.
Cool.
And I'll bring you up on the screen in just a second here. Thanks for joining us here. We've got a lot of requests to have you on, and I watch your videos personally. So it's
thanks.
Cool to
I
have
had
you.
a lot of people tell me, "Hey, when are you going to be on Drunken Peasants? When are you going to be on Drunken Peasants?" And we're finally here.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Second
D,
hours for degeneracy.
It is actually. D, are you going to turn your camera on?
It is on. I guess according to this thing. Let's see. I'm looking at my Skype settings. It says it's on.
Huh? Yeah. I can't see you.
Well, fuck me. All right. Oh shit. Here we go. Wrong button.
Oh, there we go. Better. All right. Yeah. So I'll
So-
bring you guys on the screen here in just a second.
Nice.
Yeah, see, Justin, one thing I like one type of video that you make are like the like, what are they? They're almost like urban legends almost.
Yeah,
Like-
the internet stories and the video game ones.
Yeah. The first one of yours that I watched was the one about Max Headroom.
Oh, okay. See, that one, like, what's been pissing me off with that one now, like, there were a few times in that video where I'm talking and I just happen to, like, run out of breath at the end of my sentence because I'm trying to, like, cram it all in there. And now, like, every fucking day, my shit's filled with, dude, you gotta breathe. It's like, yeah, I know. I've fucking seen it already. It's not that big
Breathing's
of a deal.
overrated.
Yeah. Fuck breathing.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
So we had a Stereos on here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought up that you had some history with Tinderellas.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I heard that Stereos put me on blast with that shit because what'll happen is, like, I'll hang out with him and his girlfriend, and she'll be like, hey, bring one of your Tinder biddies this time. Because, like, I kind of, like, I have a good track record with that app, I guess. So it's like, for her, I guess it's like almost like, you know how you watch the Royal Rumble, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
who's going to be next? It's like that, but with dates.
That's actually fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but Billy here is going to open up for Jake the Snake Roberts coming up
I fucking
here.
heard that. That's
Yeah.
fucking dope. I
That's
didn't
gonna
even know
be
Jake
fun.
the Snake did like shows like that.
Yeah, he does like road stories. I saw him live last year, and it was a lot of fun. He basically, though, talked about jamming a sausage down a sleeping man's mouth, and then when the guy woke up, there were a bunch of wrestlers circled around him jerking off. So, I'm interested to see if
fucking love wrestlers pranks, man.
they're
Like
so
nobody
bad.
will fuck with you like those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
actually,
I always heard about people putting shit in people's bags, and
That's a regular occurrence.
I heard Owen
Yeah.
was one of the worst
Randy Orton was one of the last people to get away with that shit. Like he was taking a dump in Trisha's bag. Oh yeah, if you, word just came out recently that Randy Orton would go around to the new writers and he'd come in the room with like his dick in his hand, and then he'd go to shake their hand, and when they wouldn't shake his hand, he'd be like, "What? You're not showing respect to me? You're new here. You're not showing respect." He's just like pranking him, you know.
That's some serious Me Too shit right there, man.
Me Too
imagine
doesn't
that
count.
happening anywhere other than WWE.
Yeah, Me Too could never come out in wrestling because all wrestling is 40 years of people getting fucked with.
You saw the Donahue episode.
Yeah, and nobody cared. They were like, "Fuck you, you Mark. You should have sucked his dick for the title shot, you fucking Mark." Then they put Shawn Michaels on the cover of Playboy or Playgirl.
Oh my God.
And you're like, you just think to yourself, who did Shawn Michaels have to chug to get that belt when everybody else was 7 feet tall? Who did?
You've heard the rumors, right?
That Shawn Michaels had sex with Vince. Yeah.
What makes me believe it? Not believe it necessarily, but a big piece of evidence towards it. Have you ever heard the unreleased version of Shawn Michaels' theme?
Yeah, that Vince
and
recorded.
It's 100% Vince singing about it, and it sounds like an excited boyfriend, like that's so proud of their man.
Yeah.
When we had Jim Cornette, on DP, we asked him, and he was like, "If that was true, I would be overjoyed and be talking about that all the time."
Yeah.
But I don't think Jim Cornette said it wasn't true.
Jim Cornette would know because he had his nose up everybody's ass back then.
Honestly, like Jim Cornette is like 99% of what I actually watch on YouTube. Just him like shitting on everything.
He's so like I love the way he talks about Brock Lesnar.
When he was on DP, he shit on us for 3 hours, and we just kind of were like, "Hi, it's Jim Cornette. That's funny."
That's like a dream to get shit on by Jim Cornette for 3 hours. Holy fuck!
Yeah, I'd pay like $600 for that.
Wow. Are you listening, Jim? Of course you're not.
Yeah. Well, I think you can book just about any old time wrestler for $400. That's the going rate right now. So let's hire Sonny to take a shit on us.
My old band did a video with Tommy Dreamer that way. I don't remember what we paid him, but it was I got to get kicked in the face by Tommy Dreamer, and it was dope.
Yeah. The going rate right now in pro wrestling is about $400.
You know what? I had a video lined up that I was going to play for Styx, but we ran out of time. And it was a video where Brett Keane was reviewing a Styx video.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
And I was going to play it, but we didn't get to it.
We focused too much on the Me Too movement.
Yeah, and now playing it just wouldn't make sense without Styx here.
We'll have to have him back sometime.
Yeah, so we're just going to get right into crazy people.
You have any videos of crazy Tinderellas complaining about their date with Whang?
No.
Oh my god.
Because they don't exist.
Here's the funny thing. The last time that happened, the girl, like we were streaming like impromptu waifu wars.
Yeah.
And she's fucking... I'm talking to her on it that we're doing this stream, and she finds it. So she's watching us briefly talk about her before I fucking meet her.
Oh.
It was so weird. Because she didn't even tell me she was watching until the day after.
Oh, after you guys hung out?
Yeah.
So she knew she had that on you the whole time.
Yeah, and she didn't say shit.
Wow.
That's rough.
All right. This video is called "I Do Not Have Sex Videos in the Name of the Lord Jesus."
So it's me, not Juma Mitchiner, and I'm just making this video because this is the high school rumors that they had surfacing when I was a teenager. I'm 23 now. So this happened at 14, 15, 16, 17. First, they said I had AIDS because I'm African. They was just, you could look at me and tell that they were jealous. They said I had AIDS.
I'm jealous as fuck, man. Why don't I look
like a SoundCloud rapper?
God, I wish that were me.
Then they said I was sucking cock. Then they said I was fucking. When I was with my boyfriend every single day, all day long. So when did it happen? And the cops could go in my fucking call records and look at all the texts I had with the guys that I knew and not see nothing out of order, which that can prove that somebody's a whore. I'm not a whore. My mother taught me well. Basically, you saying my mother is a whore too. You fucked me the wrong one because we're witches. You better back the fuck up before you turn black and become a piece of the ground that I walk on.
They're witches.
Listen to me.
Ben, we're fucking with witches right now, dude.
This one?
She gets the Forever 21 witch pack. Is that what happened?
I don't know. Some people think she's a troll because she does say some pretty weird shit, but I think she might just be crazy.
I think she's actually a witch that never sucked the dick that everybody said she did, and now somebody's gonna get glimmered or Glimmerman. What's the one where the slimmer man? What's the one where the guy's fat and then he gets cursed and then he's thin? Because that one scares me. Thinner, yeah. Why did I not just say thinner? What's wrong?
Is that how you've been losing weight?
Yes, I got thinnered. I killed a fucking gypsy woman with my car. Can I say gypsy woman?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't know. That might be racist.
If I hear anybody say I have a video, which I don't, because if it's a guy in a video I don't know, then that means it's not me. And I'm not going to even look at no video if you say you got a video of me because I know I didn't do it.
Well, damn, how are you going to prove it's not you?
I'm not even going to look because I don't have any fucking videos having sex or sucking cock with any guy. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up killing yourself. You're doing exactly what the Illuminati wants you to do. I'm
fucking Illuminati, man. It's always Illuminati.
What? Where did that come from?
This is an Illuminati right here. She's going around blowing them dicks and then blaming it on the Illuminati. You know you sucked that dick, girl.
It's just her in the video, like objectively fucking sucking all these dicks. If she doesn't remember him, she didn't do it. I don't fucking know that guy. That's not my mouth sucking that dick.
Yeah, she's not even gonna look at the video because she knows she didn't do it. And the Illuminati put it together. Like, there's tons of girls out there that dress like Bert and Ernie and got blue hair.
You're doing exactly what they want you to do. I've been through this shit in high school already. So you better come correct. If you have a video of me, which you don't, I'm not even gonna look when you say.
Even if you have a video of her and she claims she was 14 when she was in the fucking video,
the reason why I'm not gonna look is because I don't have sex with guys.
Delete that fucking video.
That's why. So what the fuck is up?
Is this trans
That bitch gonna get sliced in your face before I do.
This is
I'm telling you, the very 3 seconds before they try to cut my face, I'm gonna make sure your face is marked. X out, bitch. You are nasty, you're a fucking prostitute, and you got everybody coming at me trying to make it seem like I'm a prostitute because you're a prostitute, and they don't have nothing better to do but sleep with prostitutes, because the whole fucking world, all the girls in the world, most of them are prostitutes. So basically your man's just mad because my pussy is
the whole world basically is prostitutes, is what she's saying, except her, because she's a witch.
And he can't get it.
Nothing better to do.
Yeah,
like, that's the reason you sleep with a prostitute. It's like, I got nothing better to do right now.
Remember that he's mad that my pussy is tight and he cannot get in it, and my pussy gonna stay tight forever.
Now that's a curse that I'm down with.
Bibbidi bobbidi for life, bro.
Exactly.
So once again, I just want to put the feelers out there for everyone watching. On the 22nd, we're gonna have Dick Masterson joining us.
Nice.
And we have an empty slot to be announced, and I think that slot belongs to Mundane Matt.
Yeah, hashtag
Monday Matt should join us.
Hashtag
Not
pray
Maddox?
for Matt.
Oh, Maddox would never do it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to give you guys my list of banned words for the chat.
Oh shit!
So, yeah,
I've already
we got
seen them in the
problems
chat.
Yeah, the one banned word was Tinderella, and I fucked that up. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
And then all the weird words where there are letters replaced with numbers just in case. There were those too.
Just in case somebody tries to type mad cucks with a 4 instead of
Yeah.
an
A. Dude, was that one of them?
Basically,
yeah. Matt
God.
Cox is so that dude is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's retired the character though.
He did?
Although I saw him pop up on Twitter though as Heather S, which is it's have you seen it?
No.
It's him, but he's wearing like a mop on his head. And, like, he doesn't use the account all the fucking time, but it pops up now and again when there's some drama.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I enjoyed Mad Cucks a lot. He was he was probably my favorite part of that show, of the Road Rage show.
Yeah, he's really quick on his feet. Like, I remember when he debuted the character, a lot of people were kind of like, oh, this is starting to wear thin after a while, but then he started doing streams, and it was like, yo, this guy is like really funny and quick on his feet. Like he's just there.
Yeah, we're trying to talk Dick to come up to Seattle, and we'll do like a joint meetup / show thing.
We'll do a joint,
like a road rage / Drunken Peasants show crossover thing.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking dope.
Yep.
And we'll get Jake the Snake to come back out.
Is he gonna come back out too?
Funny thing about Jake the Snake, you remember when he was crowdfunding that the documentary, and they had all these like rewards, like you can get a call from him and whatnot. So I did the tier where he gives you a phone call, and it didn't happen for like months and months and months, and I forgot about it. So one day I get the phone call, and it's like his daughter checking in advance. So I'm like, this is some fucking telemarketer. I'm like, who is this? Yeah. And then she's like, it's Jake the Snake Roberts' daughter, whatever the fuck her name is. And then I'm like running out of minutes and shit, so I had to have him call me back on the house phone. And in doing so, he exposed DDP's real phone number to me. And I'm like, shit. Like, he's like, yeah, man, please don't leak this phone number. And it was like a really weird experience, but it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Jake's phone number from him at LAX a couple years ago because he was trying to get me to lose weight, and he left this like message on my phone the night after he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, or that he got announced for induction in the Hall of Fame, and he's just like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, fucker? What are you doing? Eating a snow cone? I'm going to the Hall of Fame, bitch."
Did you do the DDP yoga?
I didn't do the DDP yoga. He basically gave me the diet plan that DDP was using, and he was talking about having me go maybe down there and work with DDP, but then like he got all busy with the Hall of Fame induction, and then right after like it got announced that he had cancer, and I was like, fuck, I didn't bother calling him or anything. I didn't want to bother him in that tone, you know. I'm just some little fucking Mark fan, but I don't know. It was cute. He was a sweet boy to me, and I'll forever love Jake the Snake, and it's going to be nice to see him live again this Saturday. I hope everybody in Seattle comes out, hangs out with me and Ben, too. It's going to be fun.
The next video I have is basically our new Brett. It's Von Helton. Von Helton is basically the new Brett.
Oh, that's a good trade, honestly.
It is. I mean, they're so similar, too.
But this is the thing. Von Helton has a fucking cape.
And he's a wizard.
He's a fucking sorcerer. You're a hairy sorcerer.
So here it is. This is Von Helton's mad that YouTube allows accounts that talk shit about him to exist.
Oops.
And he's going to sue YouTube.
Oops.
Yep.
And then just go down the list of hate channels and start banning them? You don't know how to do that? You're too fucking incompetent to do that? Well, you know what? Your incompetence is going to make me rich, motherfuckers. Because I'm going to sue you over your goddamn incompetence.
Now, what's Von Helton rich? Like, are we talking to be able to buy a couple extra packages of sweet and sour when he gets his nuggets? Is that Von Helton rich?
Yeah.
How rich is he thinking? Is he thinking like he's going to get wheels on his double wide and drive off into the sunset type of rich? Like,
yeah. He'll have a nice motor home.
And when I win my case, and I will,
he's so intimidating.
You'll grow a brain. And when people get on your service and use your service as a means to harass the fuck out of people, you might go get a clue.
But you're on that same service. Okay? You're on it too.
Yeah, I just wanted anybody watching right now, please do not go and harass Von Helton. That's not what we want.
Don't do
what we do want is for you to enjoy when we fucking make jokes about how crazy he is, because that's fine, because he's on the fucking platform being crazy. He's not above criticism. We're not sitting here picking on a poor little kid. We're talking about a motherfucker that's getting into wizardry, buying capes, and doing fucking casting spells. He's casting fucking spells. That's not above criticism. I'm sorry, Von Helton. You're wrong, you old fucking weirdo.
And say, hey, maybe we ought to intervene. Maybe we ought to stop these motherfuckers before they destroy somebody's family.
They're attacking his family.
Fucking extreme.
Didn't he once attack his family though as well?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. He yelled at his wife, and then he had to go. That was taken out of context. I didn't make her sleep in the car. I said I would sleep in the car. It's like,
but he did say it.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, and what I meant by telling her to sleep in the car is I meant I'll do it.
Yeah,
that was his thing. And
Should
I'm
have
like,
watched.
what?
Should have watched the entire 5-hour video for nuance. Okay. That
You're right.
14-minute clip of me telling my wife to go sleep in the fucking car, that didn't destroy my family. You people pointing out that it was wrong is what destroyed my family.
You reckon that's the plan?
This guy told a group of our fans that it's awesome to not have teeth, and you can and that he could gum a steak. Like a medium rare steak.
Didn't him and Brett Keane have a conversation about how great it was not to have teeth? Oh yeah, I got mac and cheese.
What were the arguments in favor of it?
I wasn't there, but I wonder if it got posted. But one of them was that you don't have to take care of them. Basically a lazy man's argument.
It's good to be homeless because then you don't have to worry about your house getting dirty.
Exactly.
You get to save on dental expenses, right? Like no fucking teeth.
Well, and actually that goes back to something we were covering earlier before you guys came on. That guy who was just sitting in his apartment, and that cop thought she was walking into her apartment and saw him there and killed him. If cops were just homeless, that would never happen again.
That's I said.
Yeah,
that's the call right there. See, I think it's funny that his pro here is that losing your teeth is like having your kids move out of the house. You don't have to take care of them anymore.
Right.
It's like, okay.
Because there's a lawsuit in your future, YouTube and Google. Trust me. It's happening. It's going to happen.
YouTube and Google.
So how the fuck is a hillbilly from Kentucky gonna afford to sue YouTube and Google over this type of shit? Did he go to like the Maddox School of Law or something?
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking this whole fucking time. I'm thinking, and what's scary about it too, like if he were to come after somebody, like to just get some like random weird bullshit lawyer and do it, it's still gonna cost real money to fucking deal with it.
That's my favorite part about the whole thing is like you're gonna sue YouTube over this totally frivolous reason that's like not ever gonna work out for you. But at least a lawyer's making a little bit of money, man. Get somebody on retainer, stimulate the economy, go for it.
You guys are forgetting one key ingredient here, though. He's a sorcerer.
He is.
He can summon all the cash he needs. He can summon the evidence to win. He's a fucking sorcerer.
Yeah, the last video of his we watched, he was in his like sorcerer costume, and it's basically he has like a Doctor Strange cape and stuff that he wears, and he wears it like, yeah, I'm really a sorcerer, and this is my. And
the one before that, he was showing how to write what
an Elder Scroll.
An Elder Scroll.
He made. And he claims it's real. The first real Elder Scroll.
The first real Elder Scroll. I'm going to be coming into a lot of money, so you guys don't copycat me. You're going to throw off the economy.
Why is it that these crazy people are always all about the fucking magic? We got this guy, and then we got the last chick. Like, it's just the thing. It's the common thread that ties all these nuts together.
Absolutely. He believes he can cast spells on people.
I think it's where stupid people go when they weren't raised religious.
Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe
like
he
you
was.
Need something.
It needs something mystical to hold on to. Yeah.
California might be a long ways away from Kentucky, but it's going to happen. Because I am about up to here with the bullshit. Now, I expect to start seeing accounts banned, YouTube and Google, because if I don't, I'm coming to California. It'll be my first time there, amazingly. I've been to damn near every other state in the union but California. Can you imagine? I wonder why. I don't know why. Too damn expensive, number one. That's number one.
Oh, whatever.
If visiting California is too expensive, I think taking on Google
in a lawsuit
is going to be a little out of pocket, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm coming to fucking California. I'll sue your guys right there on your fucking doorstep. I'll fucking personally hand you the goddamn subpoena if I'm allowed.
If I'm allowed.
Because this is a bunch of shit. Allowing a bunch of assholes, a bunch of domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. They've terrorized my family for 15 years, some of them. All right, that's called when you're terrorizing a family, that makes you a terrorist.
How are they terrorizing your family? I mean, are they calling them or something? I mean, you can change your phone number. I mean, what exactly is going on? How are they getting this information to know who your family is, and how are they harassing them, and how is that Google's fault? Because so far all I see are you making stupid videos, and then other people, they talk shit about you on YouTube.
I think he's basically just equating 15 years of being trolled on the internet for being a weirdo to fucking terrorism.
Yeah.
And we're watching this on fucking 9/11.
Yeah,
we're
how
watching this on
ironic.
fucking 9/11.
How ironic.
This guy got trolled on the internet. Okay, you know what? A lot of 14-year-old girls get trolled on the internet, and they grow up to be really fucking hot. All right? What are you, dude? What are you? You could be really fucking hot right now.
What does he think's gonna happen? Like, okay, dude, you win your lawsuit, right? You spend all this fucking money, you win your lawsuit. These people are just gonna get other accounts and fuck with you anyway. Like, oh, you banned one of their accounts. It's not like they don't have 100 others that they're gonna continue to do the same shit with.
And he knows how this works. He knows that's true. And he knows that later on he threatens the trolls. It's like, it would take you so much time and money just to find out who the trolls are. Because you would have to subpoena this information to figure out the identity of the people that you're claiming are harassing you.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Just like his fucking Elder Scrolls not going to pawn out. He's not going to get his damn wizard cape's not going to make him fly to California.
I got an alert one time that he tried to flag us one time. And they were just like, yeah, we don't think that this is a legitimate issue.
Good.
Yeah. YouTube does that sometimes. Like, they'll get a report and be like, nah.
Yeah, sometimes they actually check it.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who it's from. If it's from some backwoods fucking weirdo, they're like, nah. If it's from CBS, like, oh, okay, Les Moonves.
Yeah.
We'll take it down right away, sir. Please don't rape us.
You dumb numbskulls.
I'm
not a terrorist. Go watch their videos. I'm not a terrorist. The fuck you ain't. You've been terrorizing my family for 15 years. Yeah, you are a terrorist. A domestic terrorist. You dumbass. When you terrorize somebody, you are a terrorist. Are you really that fucking stupid that you can't figure that out?
Duh.
But now we're gonna dance. Because I'm gonna sue the shit out of somebody, and then they're gonna come after you trolls' ass to get their money back. That's how this is going to work.
These lawsuits, they're not working out very well for people. No. You might be going down the wrong path. Just pull out the fucking Elder Scroll, Von Helton. Write my name down on the Elder Scroll and curse me, dude. Curse me for posting all the porn of you blowing fucking dick like the other girl. Come on.
That's how it's going to work. Because I'm up to here with this shit.
And soon I'm going to be up to here.
Yeah, this is actually two inches higher than he was earlier.
And then I'll be up to here.
Before he was at the mid wrinkle of the brow. Now he's above the head.
To here with it.
I think he's exaggerating how far up he is, honestly.
Yeah, he's probably more like here.
And if he stands up, does here move up with him, or does it stay here?
Right.
And then it's only here when he stands.
Yeah, is it in relation to where his head is, or in relation to where the floor is?
Little confusing. I say we throw the case out.
Yeah.
The lawsuit's done, dude.
It's just not clear-cut enough for me.
Sorry. Bye-bye.
I can't take it anymore. I can't. I am now a single parent with 3 toddlers, and I got people on fucking YouTube saying that I'm trying to rape my daughters.
Oh.
Yeah, people say a lot of fucked up shit. So...
He's a single parent with 3 toddlers?
I don't know.
That's what he just said.
Who's giving him these children?
I'm saying.
He gave birth to them.
Was it just...
Ain't that right, Buds of Plenty, you sick motherfucker. And then we got some of these other bitches.
Yeah, people say fucked up stuff. I mean, like, if you got a problem with their comment and it violates the terms and conditions, you can report it. Otherwise, you can block them. I mean, those are your choices. Or you could just stop using YouTube.
Yeah, that might be the answer if it's been 15 years of terrorizing.
Yeah.
Just quit.
Yeah.
And assholes saying that they want to rape my fucking daughters. Well, you know what? These guns down here don't miss.
See, this is why he's got one up on Styx. Styx keeps his gun in the other room. Von Helton's got it right down at his fucking feet.
I could tell Styx was hesitant to admit that he didn't actually have his gun with him at that point in time.
That's all Republicans will never admit they don't have their gun with them.
He's a libertarian.
Okay.
I'm a crack shot, motherfucker.
Yeah, crack something.
I'm a crack shot.
Yeah.
You crackhead.
And if somebody is saying they're going to rape my daughters, I am well within my right to protect.
They didn't say that, according to what you just said.
He said they did say that. They said they accused him of raping his daughters,
right.
and they said, well, you know what? Fuck it. Leave you out of this. We'll just rape your daughters.
And you're giving them the response they desired.
Wanted. Yeah, he's feeding right into it. This is internet trolls, man. You're never going to be able to shoot an internet troll because they're never going to see you face to face. Like as crazy and weird as Von Helden is, if he was at the grocery store and one of the internet trolls walked by, at most they would take a picture of him from across the store and be like, "Oh my god, look who I saw shopping at the fucking Aldi's." That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
My daughters' lives. Do you fucking understand me? And there is no judge, not even the most liberal judge in California is going to arrest my ass over it. No one. No one is going to say shit to me when I show them your comments about raping my fucking daughters. Do you understand me?
Mr. Von Helden, it appears here that you murdered these people because they made comments on the internet? Nah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You were right. Yeah, kill the trolls. Okay, goodbye, Mr. Von Helden. Come on, dude.
Although technically he's right that the judge won't arrest him because that's the police's job.
Yeah. Jesus. Oof. Man, he's dumb.
Nobody's going to say one fucking word to me. Do you understand me, you fucking domestic terrorist piece of shits?
I don't know. The people you're shooting might go, no, please, no. So.
Yeah. Piece of shits, he said.
Piece of shits.
Do you understand me?
Terrorist piece of shits.
You better. Because now I'm about to hear with it.
Okay, a little bit more than...
I am about to fucking unload. Now this is a bunch of shit. I should have started seeing arrests being made here a while back, and I ain't seen none.
Where are the arrests? How are the arrests going to happen?
Hello, Von Helden. This is the internet police. We found a few people online that have been trolling you for 15 years.
Yeah, we've been monitoring your activity.
And unfortunately...
Look at this.
Perfect frame.
Where did they go? My teethy, where did they go?
Yeah. I ain't seen jack shit being done. There's going to be some changes. There's going to be some changes made.
When I filed this lawsuit, I got Maddox's lawyer.
Because I'm telling you right now, trolls, when I sue them, they going to come after you to get their money back. Bet on that shit. Bet on it. Because they ain't going to take it.
So why hasn't this already happened? Why hasn't someone else sued Google for being trolled on one of their platforms? It's never happened. You don't think that it would be happening all the time if people were actually successful?
Can we open up an e-booking site and start betting on all these lawsuits? Like we can bet on whether or not Maddox would have won. Chris Reagan said he won $1,000 betting on Maddox's lawsuit, right? That's more than Maddox made on the fucking lawsuit. Let's start a betting site for
Wait,
all
did
this
he bet
frivolous
against
bullshit.
Maddox?
Well, the Chris said he bet that Maddox wouldn't win the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And his friends were like, he said he made $1,000. Like that's pretty good.
Who would vote that? Who would bet that he would win?
Mundane Matt was one of the people.
Are you serious?
No.
Really?
No. Okay.
Man. Yeah, you triggered me for a second there. I was like, "Holy shit!"
When Matt was like, "I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll bet $500 that Maddox is gonna win the lawsuit."
Man, I thought Monday Matt was here for a second.
That money had to come from somebody, though. Who the fuck? Who would take that bet?
They're Chris Reagan fans. They're probably all stupid. No, I love Chris. I'm just playing. I don't know. More Von Helden? Or should we
I don't know.
move on?
I think we've spent quite a bit of time.
We've seen his gums enough. He's been bumping his gums long enough.
They're flapping in the breeze. All right, here's some Wild Bill. Your favorite. He's so bland, but...
Hello, everybody. Wild Bill for America here. It's time for another Bill Bites News. Let's see what we got. Looks like the National Football League's opening numbers are lower than ever, and Nike lost $3 billion when their stocks tumbled. Yet these guys continue to choose black racism over the American people. Stupid, stupid, man. That's like asking Hillary Clinton to hold your wallet.
Okay.
That would have been funnier if you said that's like asking Hillary Clinton to hold your baby.
Yeah.
Like that.
From what I understand about Nike stock, though, is Nike stock, even though it did go down a little bit, it's way higher than it was a year ago.
It's been a good year for them.
Yeah.
I actually have like a ton of sneakers. Like I'm the asshole you guys were making fun of before about who spends that kind of money on shoes. That's me. I'm that asshole.
Well, I know a lot of people who do. Like nobody who spends that much money on their shoes burnt those type of shoes either.
Right.
Everybody burning their Nikes.
Monarchs.
Yeah, they're burning the bullshit you get at fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Japan has announced the first death from the Fukushima reactor meltdown. Now, just wait a minute. That happened 7 years ago, and just now someone has died from it. I remember that being reported as a worldwide cataclysm of biblical proportions. There were reports that all life in the Pacific Ocean had been wiped out. California people were evacuating. And now it looks like it was just another propaganda panic thing from the environmental wackos.
Oh yeah, 7 years of radiation seeking into somebody's skin, and now they're dying after 7 years. The first radiation-related death after 7 years. That's all over, right? It's all over now.
That also glosses over all the people who did die for all the other reasons.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Happy birthday to me, and this is a special one. My dad and all of his brothers died of heart troubles by age 60. It appears that the family curse has been broken. However, my younger brother Tom is having troubles and may have to have heart surgery on Monday. So please pray for my younger brother, Tom.
Tom, I hope you live longer than this motherfucker.
Boy, I see the demonic left have been on a hellish rampage this week. The insanity of the Supreme Court nominee hearings clearly shows the hatred of the left. What is it the Bible says? Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Well, when you see these racist, liars, and hateful people, we're getting a peek into the hearts of Democrat politicians. In Minnesota,
What was that? Was that even a story?
It's just not fun without his dumbass cowboy hat on and his Hawaiian shirt.
He's just like reading the news. This is not normal Wild Bill. His hair's great, though.
Regular Bill.
Yeah.
This is Mild Bill in its peak.
He's got his motorcycle vest up, hanging up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's from his visits to the gay bar. I want to take you to the gay bar. Gay bar.
Secretly a leather daddy.
Here's a video from Mario.
Oh.
Hey Faye family, it's Brother Mario. I wanted to record this video here to share my heart with you. I'm pretty heartbroken and experiencing a lot of anguish, and no, it's not because of a relationship.
So why do you think it is?
Did Jesus come back and forget to call Mario?
I don't know.
If that's why you clicked on the video, that's not what you're gonna get here. My heart is broken for another reason, and I wasn't even planning on making this video, but I got 4 pages of notes, and I feel like the Lord really gave me a message to share with you. I, in fact, was trying to take the night off and not make a YouTube video, but sometimes when...
So guess what's going to happen? A, he's going to cry. B, he's going to cry. C, he's going to cry.
Is he going to cry?
Yeah.
The Lord speaks to you...
Oh, he cries in almost all of his videos.
In this way.
Because he feels like he's really like straight right now. Like he seems good to go.
Prompts
because he probably
you to do something,
triggers the crying on purpose
obedient.
to get people to send him.
So I never know when the Spirit is going to call me to share a message with you, but I believe this was Holy Spirit led. I was spending the night in solitude, as I do with the Lord, and I was listening to one of my favorite...
Not in solitude if you're with the Lord.
Just me, the Lord, some candles, and a little...
I was alone in my fortress of solitude.
Old pastors, he's gone on to be with the Lord, Pastor David Wilkerson. And it's a very popular sermon. It's called A Call to Anguish. And I'm going to link it up for you guys, the short version and also the full-length sermon in the description and the pinned comment. It's an amazing sermon, and I really just feel like this is exactly what I've been experiencing. And maybe this is something that you yourself are experiencing in response to looking at the world and seeing the state of the world and where it is, and even the church.
So that's why he's heartbroken. It's the state of the world. He's very heartbroken with the state of the world right now.
I believe now more than ever, just like David preached when he preached this, there is a call to anguish. Christians, brothers and sisters in the Lord, we need to have anguish in our hearts about the brokenness of the world that we see. Now, for those of you who don't know what anguish is, it's a severe pain,
Oh,
suffering.
come on. Really?
For those of you that need to know the
He's in
feelings.
severe pain. Just gonna throw that out there. Looks pretty calm.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Where's the
there
note?
we go.
Let me remind you, Anguish,
how
so you can see how
he
deep
dealt
these tears
with that is, you know, just like in his day, if we look at the world and we look at the state of the church, it's in ruin. It's not a good thing right now. Humanity, we're not in a good spot.
We're not.
We really are not. Church, we're not in a good spot.
Oh my God.
So when God wanted to recover a broken situation, he would find a man and share with him this brokenness. Ever ask God to share with you his heart about how he feels about the world right now? Well, it's going to be pretty overwhelming. He's got a lot of anguish, and God's hurt for the state that he sees the world. And so the book of Nehemiah shows that Nehemiah, in response to Jerusalem being completely broken and in ruin, he spent days weeping for Jerusalem, mourning and praying.
How the fuck did he make the tears, like, they went away, then they came back as soon as he said weeping? Like, I didn't know this guy's
impressive.
This guy has made videos in the past where he's like, guess what, guys? I don't need my meds anymore. God healed me. And it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Is he off the meds?
I think
Is
so.
he currently off the meds?
I don't know. He's also made videos crying about how he can't stop smoking weed and stuff like that. And he made a video crying about like how he had herpes and stuff like that. So
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he used to get a lot of ass when he was younger.
He's burning all the Tinderellas on his end.
No.
That's why I gotta find you one.
This is gonna be me in a couple of years then.
Shit.
You know, I see so many lukewarm, worldly Christians, and I'm sorry to say that's where the church has become. And in response to the brokenness of the world or the brokenness of the church, it's like, hey, let's just tickle our ears and let's pretend evil doesn't exist and not look at it, and let's pretend none of it's happening. Let's not hear it, see no evil, hear no evil. We're good. We're just going to stick our head in the sand. But that's not what we see in the scriptures. What we see when we search out the scriptures is that when God wants to recover a ruined situation, he shares his anguish with a praying man. And
someone in the chat said at least he's medicating with weed. But here's the problem: he believes that it's a sin.
Yeah.
So he
The weed's
feels
doing
terrible.
damage on his psyche.
And I'll tell you what, weed is great and everything, but sometimes, like, if you're not in the best mental state, getting really, really high doesn't help.
It can push you over the edge.
For some people, especially someone like Mario, who's just, I don't know. Almost every video I've watched of his, he's cried. There's the video where he he gets accused of doing his ministry on YouTube just for money, and he cried about that. There's a few others.
And wasn't there a video where he basically denounced God because he thought he wasn't going to get an insurance claim on his car breaking down? And then he said, but then I got the insurance claim, so that's a proof God exists.
Yeah.
I was ready to denounce God.
God exists because he had better insurance than he thought he did.
You know, I've been
so bad.
I've been a watchman now for 6 years. I started this YouTube channel in 2012. And if you're a Christian who doesn't know what I mean by that term, everybody in the body of Christ plays a different role. We're all different parts of the body. And my function, well, the main function that I began with, I've moved more into the realm of evangelism, preaching, and apologetics. But when I began, I really focused on being a watchman. And
no, what you did... What he does is like Alex Jones style conspiracy theories that are like religious based, like
on whatever happens to be a YouTube
he's like
trending
the YouTube
topic
comment
at the time.
section as a video.
Yeah.
And he does he'll do like, here's the satanic imagery from the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Nike is
this thing looks like an eye.
He made a video recently about how someone must be trying to kill Post Malone.
Why?
Post Malone's plane had to get rerouted.
Oh, he had like 2 things actually. That
a car
happened
accident
recently.
too, but it was like a fender bender. It was like nothing. No one was hurt at all from
I hope
it.
he has got God insurance.
No, if the powers that be want you dead, you're fucking dead. None of this fucking near miss shit.
Exactly.
Role in the body of Christ for Watchmen is to stand out and look at the world. Of real.
More tears.
I don't want to be like those guys. I want to be like Brother David Wilkerson.
I love Brother David.
Who stood strong. Who told you that TV's satanic and to put it away. Who wasn't scared to preach.
Even though he
against
watches
sin.
X-Files with 12-year-olds.
I mean, that in and of itself isn't like. I mean,
but you can preach about TV being satanic, but then watch X-Files with a 12-year-old. Come on, man. He's a hypocrite. At best, he's a hypocrite. At worst, he's a creep.
And against wickedness. I don't care about my own fame. I don't. I'm trying not to.
Okay, so you don't, but now you're trying not to.
I'm trying not to.
Oh,
how big of a following does this guy have?
Oh, let's see.
I think he's run on 500,000 subscribers.
Jesus Christ! I figured this was like some dude with like a couple hundred or something.
It's like
has. Yeah, I'm pulling up his channel now.
I think it's all moms of kids that like look for Satan and everything.
His main channel, because he has multiple channels. His biggest one is 586,000 subscribers.
It's pretty damn good. Jesus Christ! That's like it's like those weird like he has the same kind of content. I feel like. You ever come across those weird text-to-speech channels where it's like, oh, pictures of Hillary Clinton shitting her pants? And then it's like the same kind of crap that everyone's fucking parents seems to find on YouTube somehow.
Yes. It's so weird.
Is he doing it again?
You want me to experience her anguish and to stand up and to preach things which will have people hate me,
anguish.
Mock me.
He just taught the audience that word 3 minutes ago, and he's used it 476 times since then. Anguish
like
must be the new
the
buzzword in Christianity.
This dude is so fucking sad, man. It's like breaking my fucking heart over here.
There was a point in time where I had some conversations with Mario in DMs and everything, and he's not such a bad guy. He's just weird. He's just kind of a weird guy, and he's obviously got some issues. But his beliefs are really out there. They're just really, really out there.
His beliefs aren't that out there for a Christian, though.
But it's weird. His Facebook account got hacked, and in turn, his fan account thing on Facebook got hacked too. And now it's this crazy Muslim-looking website. It's got Arabic written all over it.
So you never got it back? So there is a God.
No, he never got it back.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna water it down. And I'm going to preach things that I know people are going to like. And I'm going to try and be a people pleaser, not a God pleaser.
You don't have to make this video. That's why I don't totally feel sorry for him. Like, it's okay to be emotional and have emotional moments. You don't have to put it on the internet for everybody to watch.
But it gets views.
And I mean, sometimes it'll happen from time to time, but he has so many. You know what? It does get views. This is his highest viewed video in a while.
Do you think his tears are legitimate? Like, do you think he really is broken inside and really seriously crying? Or do you think that this is something he's conjuring up in the moment to get the views?
I would say it's happened so many times that it's hard for me to believe that it's not
If they're real, though, I think they're only real because he's got his homosexual tendencies from his younger days.
I don't
he's
think
been
that's
holding
true.
them back in the name of the church. And every time he feels like he's doing the church wrong, it's because he's got these thoughts where he wants to be having boy sex. That's my theory.
I disagree. I don't think he's secretly gay like a lot of people do.
Well, doesn't he
and I definitely don't think he's a pedo. Like, I don't know.
Doesn't he have party boy days where there's pictures of him with a bunch of naked dudes in foam?
No.
I thought I saw that of him.
No, you didn't.
And a picture of him at a foam party with naked dudes.
No, there's definitely not that. But yeah, I mean, there's the video of his baptism. He fucking cries throughout that entire thing too.
As a fun noodle swims by.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
Is that a real thing? The fun noodle?
Yeah. There's one of those floaty noodles because
floats by during the baptism.
Yeah, because
during
his baptism was in like a big swimming pool, like at the YMCA or something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was one of those like dunk your whole body in the water baptism. And Mario's given us because he was already an adult when he got baptized. Like I got baptized because my family was Catholic. I got baptized before I even remember it, But he chose to do all this, and he gives a speech, and he's just bawling his eyes out the entire time. He's just so emotional.
I think it's real, man. Like if it's true that he sees Satan in everything around him, like he's living in this world where everything else is darkness and he's the only one that can see the light. And maybe that really has just broken him up inside.
So just take the stuff Alex Jones says and then add a like hyper religiosity to it at the same time, and that's the vigilant Christian. He believes, that the Illuminati control the world and they're all Satan worshipers and they're using the media to condition us to be used to satanic worship so that before we know it, we're all just worshiping Satan. We're like, hey, when did we start worshiping Satan? Remember
that time when we didn't worship Satan? Why don't we do that anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we need to teach our kids not to follow people, not look up to people that have obvious mental disabilities and are trying to teach you the ways of the world when they're mental breakdown. Like too many people are following their favorite YouTuber and their YouTuber's going through some fucking bullshit. Nobody's there to tell them not to upload when they're breaking down and crying, and these kids are just like blindly listening to everything they say. It's not just Mario. It's like all types of people that are preaching their brand of righteousness or whatever, and these kids are just like, oh.
There's like this weird kind of defense mechanism now too. It like makes it easier for people to fall into following them, and it's like if you were like, this guy is very obviously out of his fucking mind, then they can just turn around and say, oh, well, like, this is what you've been conditioned to think, and this is how they hide the real truth from you. So, and now, like, you have some people who, like, they think they're being open-minded, but they're just being suckered in by this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's true. What else do we have here? We have... Oh, what 9/11 would be complete without at least a little bit of a video from a 9/11 truther?
Cool.
Of course.
Is it also?
Oh shit! Yeah. I'm gonna skip this.
11,001. 19 men armed with box cutters, directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world, using a satellite phone and a laptop, directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world.
This guy never watched MacGyver?
I've heard verbatim what he just said come out of other truthers' mouths, even Jesse Ventura before.
I believe him because he's a pro wrestler, and they don't lie.
That's the one thing I'm a huge Jesse fan, but he does buy into the conspiracy theories a little too much for me.
Overpowering the passengers and the military combat trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and
Here's the thing with that. Like, up until 9/11, the policy was to just let the hijackers get what they want, because blowing up the plane was never the goal. It was to get something. So
right.
Up until that point, that's like what they were expecting. They weren't expecting someone to just like be on a suicide mission.
Yeah. Exactly. It's true. Yeah, and that was always what people were instructed to do.
Managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York. While in Washington, a pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon in the Budget Analyst Office, where DoD staffers were working on the mystery of the $2.3 trillion that Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had announced missing from the Pentagon's coffers in a press conference the day before, on September 10th, 2001. Luckily, the news anchors knew who did it within minutes.
Osama bin Laden.
The pundits knew within hours.
Osama bin Laden.
The administration knew within the day.
Terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbored them.
And the evidence literally fell into the FBI's lap.
That a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
But for some reason, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists demanded an investigation into the greatest attack on American soil in history. That investigation was delayed, underfunded, set up to fail, a conflict of interest, and a cover-up from start to finish. It was based on testimony extracted through torture, the records of which were destroyed. It failed to mention the existence of WTC-7, Able Danger, P-Tech, Sibel Edmonds, OBL and the CIA, and the drills of hijacked aircraft being flown into buildings that were being simulated at the precise same time that those events were actually happening.
All right, I believe he's right.
I mean, it's going to be presented in a way as if he's right.
I'm just saying, man. Why the third tower go down? Why, Ben? Why? Was Pizzagate in there?
Yes. Yeah, they needed to cover up Pizzagate.
Motherfuckers.
The former location of Pizzagate.
Because they had this third tower rigged to go down, right? But the other plane actually, the people fought back and they landed outside of Pennsylvania, right?
Well, that's where the one plane crashed. I don't know what the other plane was. That one was
supposed to go to this third tower. They already had it rigged to explode, and they had all the explosions hit on one line, so they couldn't not blow the building up because they were all connected to the same little box with the handle on top. There was one cartoon mayor with a hat, right? Rudy Giuliani was there, ready to pull the thing. I was like, what do we do? He's like, the third plane never made it. They're like, Giuliani, they're gonna find us out. Just push the button. And he's like, and then all three towers exploded. This is a fact. Hanna-Barbera wrote this. This is a fact.
Why wasn't it a trail of TNT? You know, like gunpowder from the barrel?
A trail means that people are gonna see the trail.
Okay.
They can't have one line connected to all three buildings. Nanothermite.
He was lied to by the Pentagon, the CIA, the Bush administration, and as for Bush and Cheney, well, no one knows what they told it because they testified in secret, off the record, not under oath, and behind closed doors.
I will say that was pretty crazy.
Well, they testified in secret?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't believe the conspiracy theory, but I do think it's strange that I think, you know, Bush was worried that he would take most of the blame for 9/11 because it happened, and I don't mean because he orchestrated it, but because it happened while he was president. And that's why he didn't want to do it under oath, and he didn't want to do it alone. He was with Cheney. They were together when they did it.
Well, it's because Cheney had to coach him into what to say, because Cheney was the mastermind behind it.
Oh, okay.
Cheney did 9/11.
He did?
Yes. That's why the only witness that knew that was the guy he shot in the face when they were camping. It's fact.
Have any of you ever bought into any of these conspiracy theories at any time?
I did. I absolutely did. It was like,
I've known plenty of people that did.
10 fucking years or so ago, I found some videos kind of like this one, and I was like, yeah, man, so many questions. It could be anything. Why aren't we being told the truth? And then, you know, it took me a while to just consume a lot more information. I was like, okay, well, there are other more plausible explanations for how this went down. I don't see why I've got to heap on all these other assumptions about the situation to reach a conclusion that it's a massive conspiracy. But yeah, it was a very appealing conspiracy for me at the time.
See, for me, like growing up, I was always into like paranormal stuff, like cryptids and ghosts and things like that. But when it came to actual conspiracies, especially like 9/11 was definitely the time it really blew up as kind of almost like a subculture, basically, of just believing every fucking conspiracy. I saw the kinds of people around me that were gravitating towards it, and they were basically invariably the dumbest fucking people I knew. So I was like, that's who this is for.
It's true.
It didn't bother to look at who funded the attacks because that question is ultimately of little practical significance. Still, the 9/11 Commission did brilliantly answering all of the questions the public had, except most of the victims' family members' questions, and pinned blame on all the people responsible, although no one so much as lost their job, determining the attacks were
failure of imagination.
Because
nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government that could envision flying airplanes in the building.
Oh yeah, that's when he was like, well, you know what? If it would have happened when Bill Clinton was president, same thing would have happened. So,
wasn't there a whole trail of people just being like basically negligent the entire way to the attacks happening? Like nobody took care of any of the like for months before there was word that this was going to happen, and they were just like, "Oh fuck it, don't worry about it." Push it back to the back of the desk. Isn't that one of the things that they uncovered, or was that?
I'm not sure. I know that
I think there is some truth to that they knew. But my question is, how many terrorist attack threats do we get in a single day?
Exactly.
You know, if you're getting just pummeled with thousands of threats every day, how do you determine which ones are legitimate?
But how
I
many
remember
terrorists?
too.
Yeah.
Like leading up to it, Osama bin Laden was already like the #1 most wanted guy. He was on America's Most Wanted all the fucking time. Like it wasn't like this guy materialized out of thin air like people like tried to make it out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the FBI's most wanted list way prior to that.
But it was after he was like grew up with the Bush family, right? Like their ties together,
dude.
But like
with his fucking hot niece.
Yeah, fucking Barbara Bush in the butthole. If you look at all the other terrorist attacks they claim happened, though, how many other terrorist attacks were basically predicted by Henry Kissinger in 1993 as a way for America to give up all their freedom? Yeah, think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
You make me want to stop watching this video.
Good.
Links. Except the Pentagon, FEMA, NORAD, and the NRO. The DIA destroyed 2.5 terabytes of data on Able Danger, but that's okay because it probably wasn't important.
Probably not.
The SEC
Why would they destroy it?
I mean, they shred stuff constantly.
Yeah, like documents and receipts for prostitutes and $40,000 toilet lids, right? Why do they have to pay $40,000 for a toilet lid, Ben? To fund 9/11. Think about it.
Okay. I'm just gonna play this crackhead fail video instead.
She's right there. Right there. Go, Edgy. She's right here.
Apparently, there's a crackhead living in the ceiling of this place.
Oh.
He's holding up the camera like he's gonna pop out any second. Wait for him.
This is the guy they sell the pins to.
Oh my gosh. It's like watching a baby chicken come out of the egg.
Oh no.
He's just waiting for it.
I think this is a boss battle.
That was pleasurable. I enjoyed that.
Man.
I'm going to read some of these.
That happened to a guy at the Lusty Lady Strip Club here in Seattle. He was crawling through the roof to try and look at the girls in the peep show booth, and he fell through the fucking roof.
It's like the worst Metal Gear Solid DLC.
Who do we have here? Where did we leave? Okay, here we go. Groucho Snarks, $5. I was really high once and accidentally walked into my neighbor's apartment. First thought was, oh shit, that's not my couch.
Thank God there wasn't a black man sitting on not his couch or he would have killed him.
Hypothesis, $5. Here's some of my birthday money. Also, could you get Vince Russo on for the 500th episode?
Yeah, we'll call him.
God.
We joked around about surprising Jim Cornette with Vince Russo, and he was like, I would get the fuck out of here if that happened.
Oh my God, you should have done it though.
Oh, he would have been he wouldn't have stayed though, and that's the problem.
That's
you
true.
You want him to stick around. You want Cornette over Vince Russo every day.
I
of the week.
like Cornette
That's
better
true.
than Vince Russo.
Yeah. Vince Russo's like, bro, I could sell a crack pipe better than that
Bro.
vending machine, bro.
Bro.
I could sell a crack pipe to an audience of 17,000 in Minnesota. Okay, Russo.
Dragon in the West said Von Helton seems to be taking a page out of Jay and Silent Bob book of dealing with internet trolls. No, Jay and Silent Bob didn't call the cops or threaten to sue internet trolls.
They flew out to their house?
Yeah, and beat the shit out of them. They beat the shit out of a little kid, a little fat kid that was a keyboard warrior. You know what I mean?
I love hitting kids.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
All the
Kids
time.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I'm pro-abortion.
Ziggy
Hit 'em
Smalls, $5. Cry,
Who's
bitch,
that?
cry. Ziggy Smalls. is
Cry,
talking
bitch,
about Mario,
cry.
I think.
Yeah, Mario.
Tweaked $5. Someone said Whang did 9/11.
I fucking did. I was like
Yeah.
16, eating a bowl of spaghetti full of old carrots, and I just watched them go down. as I was
A
having
bowl
that
of
shitty dinner.
spaghetti with old carrots?
I remember that's like my 9/11 like memory, like just standing there, like they let us home from school early, and I had spaghetti and carrots in the refrigerator, so I was like, all right, putting them together.
That is like a stoner combination, if ever there was one. Spaghetti and carrots.
I love how the biggest tragedy in your life on 9/11 was eating spaghetti and carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an interesting combination.
That's so bad.
I literally I can't think about 9/11 without thinking about that fucking meal. It's forever burned into my memory.
I was in the studio recording when 9/11 happened, and then I came home and my water heater exploded, so I thought they got my house too. And I was like, fuck it, I'm done.
I was supposed to start a new job literally that day, and it got pushed back a week because of that happening.
What was the job? Were you going to be a TSA agent?
No. It had nothing to do with anything airport.
That wasn't a job yet.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
true. Fuck. Post 9/11 world. We've changed so much. We've got so much of our freedom because of that false flag. That false flag attack.
Yeah, that damn false flag. Dragon in the West, $1. I've been wondering if holy water in a pool has a shelf life, because if not, everyone who jumped into the pool after TVC Mario got involuntarily baptized.
Is that how that works?
I think you gotta get like specifically blessed too.
Yeah, I think like they pick the water up out of the water and then like put it in your eye and then dunk your head. It's like what a bully would do if he was trying to make moves on you. Because all bullies are gay, right? Like all bullies just want to fuck, but they don't know how to say it, so they just pick on you.
You project a lot of gayness onto other people.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I was about to say.
Maybe.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe.
And he tried to have sex with me in an elevator.
I waited the 35-minute period.
We were stuck in an elevator.
Yeah. After 35 minutes, you at least have to offer or you're a bad friend.
He Me Too's me all the time. Like, he tried to show me a picture of his dick on his phone the other day.
Yeah. It was a particularly funny dick pic. I thought you would like it. I thought you would laugh. I thought you would giggle.
Damn it.
It was a gag.
No, it's not.
It's just
it's
it would make you gag.
You project your gayness onto other
see the
people.
dick, Ben? You want to see it again?
Wang, could you tell Dusty the cockatiel that he's a beautiful bird?
You are a very beautiful bird, Dusty the cockatiel.
There you go.
I need to see this bird though. So I know whether or not I need to rescind the claim of beauty.
He is a beautiful bird.
Yeah.
I'll vouch for him.
We're actually going to have Dusty on while we have the Cinema Snob on the show. Yeah. So that should be interesting. Because it's a bird.
I'm excited.
So I'm going to put the timer up right now, and if anyone wants to send any other Streamlabs, they're welcome to do so, and then we're going to end the show.
So do you have any Tinder tips for us, Justin?
Here's the thing. They've changed the algorithm recently. Like, here's how deep I am in shit that I know about the algorithm and shit. So, like, what people were doing was they would, you could delete your account, make a new one, and when you make a new account, all of a sudden you get tons of matches because they want you to stay. But now they've kind of caught on to the fact that people were doing that. So if you make a new one, you need basically like you need to at least make them think you're on a brand new device, a brand new person. So it's complicated. Bumble, all you can do is you get like a burner, because they have the same kind of system where if you're remaking your account and shit, they'll basically bury you and nobody sees you. But you can get like a Google Voice number for a text message, so they think you're a new phone number, and you get away with it. So that's the thing. If you're getting no matches, you need a new account.
I forgot to read these super chats that came in.
I was surprised how many matches I got when I downloaded a Tinder, because I didn't like do like a good account either. I just put a bunch of bullshit in as like a joke, and I got a ton of like nothing to be proud of. They were like pretty gross girls wanting to do gross things, but I was just surprised.
John McDonald, $2. I don't like you, Billy.
Oh. Well, I like you, John, and I'll tell you what, your $2 is worthless to me. Fuck off. No, send more. Hate me with more money next time, pussy.
Queen Tide Pod, $10 Canadian, which is like $2 American. Actually, no, it's like $9.30 something. As much as I love to make fun of Mario, I do feel kind of bad for him. He's so caught up in this Christianity bullshit that he's practically losing his sanity.
Yeah,
he's already lost it.
I see a lot of people that lose their sanity because they're so deep into the church and they feel like they're going to hell and shit like that. And it's sad. Like, you shouldn't be able to indoctrinate kids like that. You shouldn't be able to indoctrinate adults like that. It should be a crime.
It's crazy. I had one of like a really good friend growing up. He was always like the biggest like Jesus freak, all this shit. Like I remember in high school he had like a really hot girlfriend and they broke up because he wouldn't do anything with her. Like, and we were like, oh man, this guy is like really like that fucking Christian. Yeah. Then like recently, like we touched base. And I remember, actually, like, even going before that, I remember, like, me and a couple of friends would go out with him and shit, and he would tell his church friends on the phone, yeah, I'm with my secular friends today. Like, shit like that. A few months back, like, we touched base again, and he's like, yeah, like, I left the church, and I've been, like, secretly gay all these years, and I finally, like, came to terms with it. And then, like, he tried to, like, make the church thing work for him, but he was like, no, like, they really, like, they're not truly accepting him for who he is, so he can't like fuck with this like ideology anymore. It's crazy. Like, he was like 30 at this point.
Wow.
Everybody said I was projecting.
You are.
I'm not. This happens more often than not.
You are.
This is another case study right here. Justin proved my point.
Yeah.
They're all hiding the fact that they want to bang boys because they feel like they'll go to hell if they do.
And they want to bang boys named Billy.
Maybe they do. I would fuck me.
Tech for $5. 9/11 is my father's birthday. There is nothing else significant about this date. Nothing terrible ever happened on the 9th of September. Huh?
That's bullshit. Didn't the Nickelback album come out on September 11th? That's what they call the Canadian 9/11.
Was it?
Yeah. It came out 9/11 2001, dude. That's the Canadian 9/11. The Nickelback album. Look it up. It's horrible.
I don't want to look it up. You made it sound horrible.
Did you see the Nickelback, the video of them covering Sad But True by Metallica?
No.
They fucking killed it.
Oh
like, you
my
watch
God.
this shit and you're like, yo, if they want to, they could be a good band. They just choose not to be.
Interesting. Yeah, is 9/11 mode on, Ben?
You want it on?
We don't have the wheel down here anyways.
I can just bring in a bottle and take swigs off of it for 9/11 mode. Should I?
Might as well.
I need to train for my big match coming up.
Ben's got the Spin Till You Spew coming up later this month, so he's gonna turn on 9/11 mode per the request of the audience. Every 9/11.
In the same room. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He has to walk by me every time I fart. Like, I've been farting this entire episode, and he hasn't said anything. Sweet. So I think he's just been a gentleman because we're live on air. But I've been like, I had Chipotle, and usually it sits fine with me. But something hit me today. They brought chorizo back at Chipotle. I didn't have any chorizo. But maybe there's some cross-contamination there. Because chorizo always gives me the worst gas.
Chorizo is fucking great. But something about Chipotle, I don't know what it is. They keep on, like, they clean up their act, and then all of a sudden they got another fucking problem. Like, I would figure that they're getting their produce from the same place that, like, everybody fucking else is. Yeah. But it's only Chipotle that's getting, like, fucking, what's that shit? Like, salmonella or whatever the fuck the puking shit is.
Shit. Yeah, whatever, salmonella. I had, what is it, Chipotle the first time ever in my life this last weekend, and I hate to report that it was fucking terrible.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it was bad.
There's
like this huge fat ass burrito that you couldn't even hold on to with your hands and just fell all over the fucking place.
You're describing the worst parts of Chipotle. All right?
Yeah.
This is what you want to do. You go to Chipotle, you get a bowl, and they'll give you the burrito wrap on the side. They'll heat it up for you, wrap it up for you. Then you got this giant bowl of filling shit, and you just like eat it with the tortilla on its own. It's good.
It's just
very
a bowl
good.
of failure, isn't it? Just I hate my life, but this is good.
I eat Chipotle like 5 times a week now. Yeah, the bowl is the truth. I only do salad because I'm on this fucking diet, but I'll do the salad and I'll get the chicken and the like the fajitas, the vegetables and the guacamole and the cheese and all that stuff. And it's like 600 calories for a meal, but it's fresh food. It's good. It's not bad. If you're gonna do fast food,
we haven't gotten to any 911s.
Yeah, Ben just wants to take a drink. Damn. Break this man. Break this man.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Break this man. Send him 911s through the fucking roof, through the window. Fly a plane into his fucking liver.
Yeah. If someone gives $100, I'll do like a 10-second chug. Oh, there's one.
Drink up, Osama bin Laden.
All right, so I'm just gonna take one like reasonable size one. If someone gives 100, I'll chug for 10
You'll
seconds.
face it for 10 seconds?
Yes.
Whole fucking thing.
Wrecked. Look at Shoe Nice over here.
See, I fucked up. I was gonna have like a bottle or something for me, like for this, and then I didn't leave my house and I couldn't get one. I guess I could have had it delivered, but it's too late for that.
Oh, another one.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Miss Stool Butter. Also, drink, bitch.
I needed to chase it. I don't have like a reasonable chaser either. I'm drinking like this cheap ass Captain Morgan.
A little chase to the face.
White rum.
White.
It's racist rum. Yeah. White.
Wow.
If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Wow.
The rum no state.
Do you think that when Styx told the retarded girlfriend joke, he was talking about JF like?
Probably because he was No.
He's buddies with JF, I think.
I don't think he would have meant that because he wasn't defending the act. He was saying that if you had a retarded girlfriend, then maybe the government should intervene. So I don't think it was intentional.
Okay.
I don't think it was intentional. Look. We all know for a fact that sometimes you gotta bang a retarded girl. You just got to.
Why?
Because they're lonely.
Oh, okay.
If you're a sweet boy, you'll take one for the team and bang Quasimodo, right? You will.
I mean, I think like because like there's like degrees of retardation that I think like there's like a line someone's gotta draw that's like this is too retarded to fuck. But I don't know whose job it is to say who's too much of a fucking who's too retarded to get banged.
I nominate.
Is there like an IQ limit that you should set? Like, how would you measure it?
I think we should get Judge Mills Lane to be the one.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Is he? He would always do the celebrity death match.
Let's see if he's still alive. I'm gonna laugh if he's dead.
A good daytime TV show. Like, yeah, if the people go in to get evaluated to see if they're too retarded to fuck.
Nah, I'm gonna call her right now. You can fuck that. You can fuck that girl. You can fuck that girl. Nope, you can't fuck that girl.
No, he's still alive. He's still alive.
Let's give him the job.
It's like if we can get one more IQ point, you will be able to consent to sexual activities.
I'm sorry, you missed it. being the person that's like just barely too fucked up. Like, I would be pissed.
Life hack: don't have a shot glass. Use your fat friend's belly button.
There's no fucking way
you
that's happening.
You want a body shot? Want a body shot?
Not for $9.11.
You want a body shot?
What is your price?
Oh, dude.
I'm sure it's lower than you're gonna say. It's always lower.
$911. You do a body shot out of my belly button.
$911.
Yeah.
In one donation.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, oh no.
Because you know somebody's gonna do it. You know that someone will fucking do it.
No fucking way.
Anyways, back to having sex with retarded people.
Yes.
I don't know. Is there anywhere to go with that? Like, I think we're done.
Texas, they'll pay for it.
It's not even so much the act of doing it that's the bad part. It's the fact that like it would be on the internet forever.
I'll rub Carmex around my belly button so it has a cherry rim.
That's even worse.
You want a cherry Carmex rim, Benjamin?
You called it. You mentioned the word rim, and that just solidifies that I'm never doing it.
Let me show everybody at home the shot glass that we're talking about.
No.
Oh damn, dude! What?
No, not doing it.
How many fluid ounces can you fit in that fucking thing, dude?
Okay, sit down. You're gross.
Yeah, you would have to pry it open a little bit to get a proper shot in there.
Ben.
like a funnel.
Ben, do you want to borrow my chapstick?
Someone said, how about $91,000? Yeah, sure. $91,000, not American dollars.
Ben, do you want to put on some chapstick? Have a drink, Benjamin.
Groucho Snarks with the 9/11. Thank you. Let's see.
I think you should take your shot, Ben. Take your shot, Benjamin. That was the deleted scene from The Breakfast Club.
Going a little harder each time.
Oof. And you think you're going to beat the Poisoning the Well boys, Fat Pat? You think you can beat Fat
just
Pat?
him. I'm only taking him on this time.
Okay.
No, yen will not work. Someone said I'd do it for 500. Well, good for you. No one's going to pay you to do it 500.
I had a fat girl with herpes do a shot on my belly button one time.
Dude, you're just like
mouth herpes or like.
I hope not. I never got them on my belly button. But
oh, okay.
I just knew she had herpes because she was trying to bang my cousin. He was super blackout drunk. She was trying to Me Too his ass. And someone's like, dude, don't let her fuck him. She's got herpes. And I'm like, oh shit. I had to come in mid fucking stroke when she was trying to jump up on with the fucking the crab salad. And I was like, get off of him. He's just a boy. He's just a boy. Save the day. I think
someone said
time over there.
Someone said you got to drink every day for a week before spin till you spew. What? Why?
Conditioning. Don't you know how Rocky beat Apollo Creed?
I know drinking doesn't work that way because if I've been drinking for like days, by the time I get to the contest, I'm not going to want to drink at all. I'll be grossed out at the thought of drinking.
That's
what you can do is like just eat terrible, like just get as fat as you possibly can in that short amount of time. It'll help.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are going to take breaks during that show to kind of play videos and mix it up too. Like it's not going to be just the game. It's called a tolerance, Ben. Well, you can't build a tolerance in a week. And
you think Ben doesn't have a tolerance?
Yeah, and also you can't drink every day and then expect to be able to drink a whole lot all in one day, because when you drink a lot, like when you have like a really bad hangover, the last thing you want is to drink more.
That's just science, guys.
I've forced myself to do the hair of the dog thing, and it does help sometimes. It depends on how hungover you are. Fat doesn't help alcohol tolerance, muscle does. Is that true?
I think it's the opposite. Because I remember like when I was a fat fuck, my tolerance was way higher, and most of the dudes I know who are jacked have fucking like jacked with low body fat have like the worst fucking tolerance.
I will say one thing about Fat Pat. He's like he looks like he works out and shit. And he's way taller than me.
He's a big dude. Like he's gonna be able to handle his alcohol.
Yeah.
Like only reason I lost was because
here's
because the Illuminati had a video of me sucking dick when I was 14. So I had to throw the fight. Had to. It was Illuminati. I was a witch.
What? Man, I don't believe it. All of the myths about body fat or muscle or whatever. I've seen some like little girls, like 4'11", pounding liquor with Marines and drinking them under the table.
Adderall. Adderall is unfair. Adderall makes you drink until 9 a.m. then go home and shit the bed. Totally unfair. You know what? You're not allowed to have Adderall when you're in the drinking contest.
Okay.
Because you'll just be too alert. You'll have too much fun.
Is that the issue?
I don't want you to have fun. I'm bitter that you beat me.
Yeah, you're so in denial about the puking when there's videos and there's a GIF of it.
CGI, dude. Illuminati. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
So, damn, 9/11 mode was working pretty good.
You pretty drunk, huh? Yeah, pretty good. This is part of plane into the Jello pudding.
Am I channeling Cosby?
Yeah. I tricked you, Ben. I put a pill in your rum. In your white rum. You'll be mine now, Benjamin.
My white rum. All right, I think we're going to end this show.
Thank you guys for being on. You got anything you want to say before we go?
Fucking, if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. I'm talking about the angry fucking guy yelling at a trumpet next video. You remember that one?
Nice.
Slain Hope said, "Where's my shot?" But I did it, but I'll do another one.
Bonus
just for
shot.
you. Just take acid, you'll never get drunk. But yeah, I also have to run the show too. We did a show on Halloween, with me and the other guys that I used to do the show with, and we all did LSD. And it was the craziest show ever. It seemed to only last like 10 minutes, but it was like 3 hours long.
It's crazy.
And by the end of it, because we took it right at the beginning of it, by the end of it, none of us knew if anything we were saying was actually making sense or not.
I can't fathom putting myself out like that on there on psychedelics for like however the fuck many people to watch forever. Oof,
yeah,
that's rough.
I don't know. I'd probably do it. I'd be down with it. You can
took
find
a
that on
bunch-
the ad-friendly as fuck channel, by the way, one of these days when it does happen.
We took a bunch of mushrooms and we did like our 8-hour election coverage episode where we started from like where the polls closed on Eastern time all the way until they announced the winner. We were just microdosing shrooms the entire time.
Well, microdosing is a little better than just like being like, oh, I'm gonna get like really fucking like, I'm just gonna like trip really fucking hard live.
Yeah,
like that's probably like it's probably making you a better an analyst than normal.
Yeah, it really did. I was so focused on everything that was going on. Yeah, man, it's been a while since I've encountered that kind of fungus, but anyway, we'll see you guys coming up here on Saturday. And for those of you who are $10 patrons or you're subscribed or members, members, if you're members of our main channel, you'll get the post show coming up here in a few minutes. Yeah, guys, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks
for having me, man.
All right, good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.